Hail and well met. I am Mr. Eager DM at your service, and we welcome you one and all to Trapped at Home, a live stream Dungeons and Dragons broadcast presented by Lawful Stupid RPG. Thank you for being here to witness our playthrough of Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Non-stop from now until however long it takes. We're going to be here for the duration, hours and hours. No, that's not what's going to happen. We are going through at a reasonable pace, having a good time along the way, exploring all the nooks and crannies, and you are welcome to be here. Joining us as always, we have Typhon the Wizard, Rhimb the Ranger, Persephone the Bard, Falkrunn the Cleric, Jax the Rogue, and Silas the Palafighter. Some announcements from Lawful Stupid.
Just that we are sponsored, guys. So if you want to play with people like Sean here, !sponsor, we'll bring up their links. We've got Rico as our sponsor DM as well, and Panda. So if you want to play with any of these guys, the link's just literally just been posted anyway. So yeah, go and click up, sign up with them. It helps support these as professional DMs, and also helps support the channel.
Yes, I have some one-shots that we can play together. I also have a couple of campaigns ready to go, one of which is Rime of the Frost Maiden, which is just about to be released. Yes. Very excited. It'll be a lot of fun. My friends, it is time. I extend my hand, inviting you to step with me into fantasy. Release your hold on that which you know to be true, and let imagination rule for the next few hours. Last time, Conscript Group 14, having traveled through the embattled city of Elturel as it was slowly being dragged to the surface of hell, found themselves at the entrance to the Grand Cathedral to Torm, or at least what was left of it. They fought their way past sentries and thwarted devilish attempts to steal away the survivors they had gathered. Once inside, they saw cruelly altered iconography. What should have been holy images now depicting hellish temptations, and the imposing form of Zariel the Fallen superimposed over the original statuary. They discovered evidence of battle, and one survivor, a half-elven druid named Seldarine. As they examined the pools of blood and bodies scattered about the cathedral, they became aware of a large number of giant devilish crabs walking amongst the piles of gore in a curtained-off area. They attacked, discovering a barbed devil resting behind a desecrated altar. The battle was fierce, but Conscript Group 14 was victorious. They have taken a brief moment to collect themselves and heal as best they can as they weigh their options. Explore the upper level from where they can hear insane babbling, or try to find a way to descend into the catacombs where other survivors may be hiding. Conscript Group 14, what do you do?
You said insane battling? Is that what was happening on the
insane babbling.
Babbling. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
The battling is perfectly sane.
By hell standards.
Indeed. Oh, I still have the battle music going from the last time we played. I think we should probably change that. Let's see. Don't mean to scare you guys like that. There we go. What do you do?
I'm actually standing next to the druid right now, so I will...
You had said you went over to take advantage of Falkrunn's Prayer of Healing.
I did. Is that where we're leaving things? Yes.
Well, you haven't had a short rest, so it's not like a whole hour. There is literally 10 minutes of prayerful breath while you are get the healing from Falkrunn, and you need to be present when that happens within the radius.
Off I go.
As you are praying, Seldarine does stand and make his way over to you all. I apologize. It's been a hard few days. I will accompany you. And if any of you need healing, I do have a little energy left.
How many exist beneath the catacombs? How many survivors?
Well, I've been traveling in the city looking for more. When I left, there were dozens, at least 100.
And what of Lord Ravengard? Have you seen him?
Yes, indeed, he was there for a while. He might
For a
still be
while.
there.
I see. I suggested we fight before, but if all we're hearing is insane babbling coming from upstairs, the chance of there being survivors still holding out seems incredibly slim, and it may just be a waste of resources. I would, in turn, suggest perhaps we go below to find Lord Ravengard and bring the rest of the survivors down.
I agree.
Do you want me to have a quick look?
Upstairs.
No, Jax, I would not risk it. I think it best that we try to get the survivors gathered together as best we can.
There are patrols going throughout this cathedral, which is part of the reason why I was hiding. However, there could be survivors. Just because the just because the fiends are roaming about doesn't mean that someone else hasn't found a place to seclude themselves.
True, but I would not wish to risk this mother or her children further, wishing to have them at least in a secure position before we venture out again.
Well, perhaps some of us could guard them while the rest of you look.
I really want to look upstairs.
How are we all with spells right now? I mean, we're all pretty expended, yeah?
Oh, I am tappity tapped out. Like,
yeah, this I think that we're
What
not-
happened to all this talk last time of going up and checking things out and making sure that you don't leave enemies behind you?
oh,
We
I
had
believe it was
spit
Parcel
that.
Tongue that was spitting that nonsense. I was like, mm-mm.
We s- we should- maybe we should go upstairs.
Padre Parcel Tongue.
Okay, new NPC name. Write it down.
All right.
Let's.
I myself am quite wounded.
Well, please allow me.
Isn't Jax pretty beat up too?
No,
You're okay.
Full health.
Oh. Thought you were missing an arm earlier.
Take 9 points of healing, Silas, as Seldarine comes and lays a hand on your chest. You feel, for the briefest moment, that you can smell something other than blood and brimstone and gore breeze from some green glen
was it
somewhere.
me?
Now, was that a lay on hands that you just said?
Seldarine just give you a heal, cure wounds.
Cure wounds. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much.
So I'm going upstairs then, yes?
Jax, stay put, please.
Okay.
There will be time later.
Perhaps a quick
look,
look isn't
if-
the worst.
I hate that I would even suggest this, but if some of us were to get the women and children down below, and perhaps a small party of us to explore the upstairs, he said, doing the terrible thing of splitting the party.
That's the worst idea possible, Falkrunn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I could watch over them, I think.
Definitely
Perhaps
not.
if we
Ability
went
to
into
protect
perhaps
them.
if we went into one of these alcoves.
I think the more important thing is that we all need rest. Even if we're not
I
injured,
second that.
we don't have the strength to jump into another potential battle.
Yes, I agree. If I could get some spell casting ability back, and Lulu is really helpful in a tight pinch, but only when she has her strength.
Yeah, elephant sparkle magic.
Sparkle's not.
I still have some offensive capability and can protect one or two of you.
Hmm.
Well, one.
Your favorite one.
Yes.
You'll just have to guess who that is.
What's the plan, friends?
I would like to go down.
Me too.
All right, that's 1 for down, 2 for down,
Down.
3 for down.
That's half. Any
I
other?
believe that's I say. Anyone
The
else?
majority sounds like.
Well, there's 6 of you.
No, there's 6. So that's exactly
There is
half.
If I can, I feel like I need to step back from the character, and because I made a big speech about why going down would be a better idea after realizing there doesn't sound like they're survivors. But I feel like last session I convinced us to go up, and then Sean probably prepped like a whole bunch of encounters up there that were just like, bye.
I mean,
so
that
that's
happens. It's all
actually
right.
what I'm struggling with a little
It's
bit. so-
okay. Not a problem.
So-
Weeks and weeks of work.
So,
We'll get there. Just-
Fine.
so I'm
No,
going to
we
look,
need a
right,
nap,
guys? Yeah,
Problem at all.
that's the plan, isn't it? I'm going to look. Yeah.
No,
I don't think that's the plan, Jack.
no, that's. Well, is there like why couldn't we just go down, take a short rest, and then come back up? Sans the
Spells.
women and children. Yeah.
Yeah, a short rest wouldn't benefit me at all. I don't know who else would get actual. I
Yeah,
mean,
I need a long
spell
rest.
slots
what
won't
we
help.
need is that's the thing is we need spell slots.
So, I still have some, but
Well, so let's go down, try and get a long rest, and then if we get the opportunity to come back up, we come back up.
Oh, they could be dead by then.
So could we?
I think that is a constant truth when you're living in hell.
It's true.
Touche. I say down, guys. I think we're at least half down. Does anybody feel really strongly the other way? Really, really strongly the other way?
besides Jax.
And Sean?
Jax is just
Yeah,
inquisitive.
Scott, have you weighed in?
Silas is all good. Silas is rather contemplative right now, introspective even.
I see.
All right.
And is that contemplation leaning up or down?
I think he'll go with the flow.
That means at best we have only 2 votes for up. So I
So
think
up
that
it
we're
is.
going down. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, so-
we're all feeling very indecisive. I'm gonna go.
So both Rhimb and Falkrunn kind of look at each other and go, "Okay," and then we start heading for the switch.
The
yeah,
switch,
Is that,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, exactly. All right, so
which
make
is
our
down
way-
here. Is that right, Sean?
yeah,
It's actually right there to the south of the main dais there. You should be able to see it.
I see
Yeah.
this thingy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the thingy.
Sean.
Um,
that is,
DM as well.
that is a thingy.
That is the thing. Okay. I will flip the switch, Sean.
Right, you stand on the dais and you flip the switch. There's a and the hand opens like this and it turns. And as it turns, it reveals a small, it's actually quite large on the map, but it's not that big, just wide enough for you, Rhimb, to get down, squeezing between the walls. Let's see.
Where
here.
should we be looking to see this on the map?
You should be looking there?
Ah, there it is.
Ah,
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Weird, like Legend of Zelda.
Exactly.
classic.
Can I see into it at all, Sean?
It goes down. There appears to be some light, but as it goes down, there is a landing and it turns. You do not see what is at the bottom.
What can I smell?
Jax.
Very similar to where you are here. There is a faint scent of incense. Make a perception check.
Just quickly, Sean. Remember, I've just DM'd you what I messaged you last week.
It's a 9 on the perception.
Did you do it in Discord?
Zoom.
You did it in Zoom. Right. Yes, I'd forgotten about that. Okay.
Sean only has 5 different places to look. He got the message.
I got it. I got it. All right. So with a 9, yeah, it smells very similar. The smell of the blood and gore from recent battles and little bits and drips of crab goo. It's really hard to get a good sense of what might be down there based on scent.
I will head down first, trying to be stealthy and seeing if I can see anything around the corner.
All right. So I'm assuming you're all going to go down the steps. We'll go ahead and do
were we going to leave Rhea with the kids and innocent bystanders and Lulu, perhaps?
maybe until we know what's down there.
We'll keep
But-
Lulu with us because she's not. She doesn't have much left.
All right. Do you have Imp or Hawk with you right now? Typhon.
Yeah, Imp. I can't.
Oh, that's right.
I
That
can't
was the problem.
I can't move it. I don't know if it's under my control or not.
Let's see.
Under the character.
I think I tried to do it last time, but let's see if it works now.
There we go.
Yay! All right. So Hawk is gone. So I'm going to move you all to the other area.
What was formerly known as the upstairs, but today we'll be calling it downstairs.
You're very quiet.
Really
Silas.
quiet.
Sorry, but how's that?
Much
That's
better.
better.
That's better? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing games.
Are we moving into the inside out or the upside down? That's what I mean.
Wah, 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 wah.
So
Inside
gathering
out.
all of your characters together so that I can take you to the new location.
I think
very
I think
dark.
Persephone just went to the new location.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't
I
see
looked at the
anything
wrong
myself.
one. It was stupendous.
Careful.
It's very dark here.
It's very dark.
You should be able to see
It's
in the
very dark.
middle of the map.
Nope.
It's extremely dark.
Very dark.
I'm going to turn on my elvish sight, which I have as a half elf, but I'm still seeing it's very.
Oh,
dark.
I know what the
Still
problem is.
quiet,
As usual.
Silas.
Yep.
Dynamic lighting.
As usual, the dynamic lighting is still on.
Curses.
It's still quiet, Silas, by the way.
Bane of my existence.
Damn,
This should
dynamic
take
lighting.
care of it. How's
There.
that?
Huzzah!
And again,
There you
We do
are.
exist.
Hooray!
there you go.
So, excuse me. Rhimb said he was going down first. So we'll just have him ahead. And then the rest of you hang back or move as you wish.
Oh, I guess I better go first.
And I will start scouting up ahead, looking left and right.
Could we get a verbal description of what we're seeing here?
Absolutely.
It's a goblin.
As you come down these steps, they curve to the left and the right. There is, much like above, a smell of incense. There is an echoey stone construction like sound as you walk and you scrape across there's like echoes around. You get the impression that this is a large area. Slight smell of must and decay. The steps continue down.
Either side.
It
yeah.
is quite dark.
What's this thing right in front of me?
Sean, I'll activate the light on my hammer.
Very well.
And
That appears to be a sconce in which there should be a light, but there is none lit.
Looks like maybe Persephone is still not having sight. Okay, she's in.
It just appeared. I'm having some real issues with my map browser, but keep going and I'll catch up.
Where should I go? Left
So
or
where
right?
do you go,
I go this way
Jax?
first.
I'm going to go that way.
Is my mic too quiet or loud? Or
You sound good to me.
fine, yeah?
As you come around the corner, you see the steps continue down and then curve again, going south.
I will quickly back up and check this one.
Exactly the same, except this time they curve to the north.
Ooh. As I'm here, I will scout down, looking, put my glasses on, and I'll just make sure I'm not going to walk into any traps or anything.
All right, make an investigation check.
Don't know why that didn't do it
So
as
at
advantage.
advantage.
I don't know why it didn't do it as advantage, but
9 and a 7.
So with a 9, all you can see is more of the same. Stone floor. The top was marble. Down here it is stone. Tiles. And you look and you can see at the edge of the hallway there is another one of these sconces that looks like it's similar to the ones that are upstairs that have lights in them, but this one does not have a light in it.
I asked people to stop. I don't know why I just said that out of character.
Stop moving. I need to listen.
And I'll try and listen.
All right, make a perception check.
Do I get advantage if they're not moving? that was my attempt at them helping me.
If you donate 2 bits.
No. Is that a yes or
If you are scouting with somebody, they can help you with a perception
Well,
check.
I'm
but out
asking
ahead
them
like
to
that, you're
stop.
on your
I
own.
will. Okay.
and keep quiet so I can actually focus on listening. But if that doesn't give me advantage, I will just roll it.
It doesn't give you advantage, no. You can get help from somebody,
I
but
was
they
gonna
need to
say,
be
I can
scouting
come
with you.
scout with
24.
Never mind.
24. You are relatively certain that in this area there is nothing moving that you can detect.
There's definitely imps down here.
I'll tell everyone.
Come down here. We should be safe.
I will go into the room first to check for traps. To make sure that they are safe.
All right, make an investigation check.
Oh, did you see that knock it over? And it did keep it. That should keep that.
As far as you know,
That
there
should keep
are no
that.
traps.
It shows 17.
I know. The other dice knocked the other one over. In real life, that actually counts.
I can't believe that can actually do that.
I
Right?
know.
Program.
It's so
It
weird.
recreates the frustration and annoyance of rolling actually dice.
So,
How
so
amazing.
21, Sean.
No. Yeah, there are no traps that you can detect.
Oh, I've said it before, but there's definitely no traps.
Okay. Are all the children and stuff coming with us, or?
They have not come down.
No, we've
We
got
told
the
them to wait.
Oh, okay.
Rhea and the druid, I believe, are watching out
Plus,
for
I
And
us.
have
Lulu.
that
And Lulu.
minor illusion
And Lulu.
on them.
Right.
Was,
Where
was there a
should I go?
mechanism on the inside to shut the hand?
Nobody looked for one.
I mean, it's just right back here, right? Let me just go check
Uh,
quick.
I'll take
Typhon
a
goes,
moment.
Oh,
and see.
goes back. It says, there is in fact a lever. It's very easy to see now that you're looking for it.
Falkrunn couldn't find it, but
That's right. Stone.
What do you do?
Perhaps it would be better to get them down below.
I agree
I
completely.
agree.
More defensible.
so I pop my head back up over the stairwell and sort of motion to the group to come along.
Very well.
You all okay down here?
So far, Lulu.
So far.
And then I, so as the kids come over, I go ahead and make a little like shh, stay quiet, and say,
What do
Hey, hold on. Harkina says, all right, boys, be very quiet. We're going to stay right here on the steps.
Don't worry.
Rhea
Alright,
says, steps forward and said, are you sure?
So far we haven't found anything, and nothing seems amiss as of yet. But it's best to stay close.
All right.
And then I'm going to move Sean down to the landing by just at the stairwell above Persephone, and then have them kind of move down the main steps.
All right. So they are following. I'll go ahead and say, because I think it's likely at some point I'm going to have forgotten to move them. They are following behind the last of you with Rhea in the back and Seldarine in the front and Lulu kind of flying above them.
Fantastic.
So there you are at the crossroads of this hallway.
If you wait here, I'll sneak up ahead.
I will stealth forward.
You going north or south?
North. 21.
North.
For stealth.
Very well.
And I will stealth up to here.
As you move into that area, you see another T-section.
Okay. How far each way does it go?
Yeah, with your dark vision, you can see that it curves to the south there, and it curves to the north there, and then there's another passageway there.
I will sneak to here and have a look around the corner.
Right. As you come over, you see a large amount of rubble, just ton of it, just in the way.
I'm gonna have a listen again.
All right, make a perception check.
I'm going to put my glasses on my ears, so it gives me an advantage. Does that not work like that?
Definitely how that works.
Natural
Sean.
one.
Oh, boo. While Jax is doing that, Falkrunn has a second thought and goes back and pulls the switch to close the hatch behind them.
Oh, I thought we did that.
You have now sealed the door leading into the catacombs. That natural one, I'm afraid, does not allow you to hear anything beyond the rubble.
I can't hear anything with Silas, like, scraping his feet up behind. Yeah, it's definitely that was it.
It was actually you adjusting your glasses.
Yeah.
That was...
On my ears. I broke my
His
glasses.
foot knocked the dice over because it was a 20, but it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
I will
this is
sneak up
just
top.
a massive pile of rubble. You don't hear anything beyond it.
I will sneak up here and have a look in here.
Right. As you come into this room, you see a large table. You could see it's at least 50 feet long, and there are numerous chairs around it. It has 40 comfortable chairs. On the walls are various tapestries depicting holy scenes from the legends of Torm and the... Yes, thank you, Silas. The legends of the religious stories and teachings of Torm.
I'm going to stop and listen in here. And just
all right, make a perception
trying
check.
to sort of like...
I'm gonna say that one perception check at that crossroad that applies to this entire area. I can't let you take 10 steps and make another perception check.
Okay, well, I do have passive of 19 as well.
True enough.
I will sneak in and just have a look around.
Right. As you are stepping down those stairs, you distinctly hear a from behind the rubble. Your passive perception was able to hear the natural 2 rolled by someone trying to keep quiet.
I'd look around.
Are you still following me, Silas?
I can't see you, so you can...
I'm back there. I'm trying to stay 30 feet back from you at all times.
Silas, what is your passive perception?
Muted.
You're muted, Silas.
11 now.
Yeah.
11. You also distinctly heard the sneeze.
Have you got bogies in your nose?
What was that, Silas?
Coming from the rubble?
Coming from the rubble, yes.
Okay, I'll just move closer to it and motion Jax.
I'll go down.
Did you just sneeze?
I did not, Jax.
It must be an imp.
I'll start digging into the rubble if I can. And start. Is it like completely caved in?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Put my glasses on.
On your eyes.
16 on my yeah. I'll take them off my ears and put them on my eyes.
As you start to paw at this rubble, it looks like that indeed part of the wall did collapse naturally, but there's far more rubble here than should be based on the collapse that you see.
It's
Almost as if somebody has purposefully blocked this part of the passage.
I was about to say it's a magic illusion, but these are definitely real rocks.
I'll
What do you do?
Let me try the other way, Silas.
and I will come back down to the group. And I'll say,
We heard someone sneezing. It might be an imp.
and then I'll keep walking past casually.
And as he passes, I'll say, remember, you're looking for a safe place for us to rest.
Do imps sneeze?
As you pass that alcove there, you see an isolated tomb, steps going up.
No, don't like
And
ghosts.
at the back, there appears to be a bier,
Oh, I love beer.
upon which a body is laid, holding a sword.
I'll say to Persephone,
Oh yes, there's a dining room up there. Lots of nice cosy chairs. There's no food there though. Well, there might be.
Sorry, I just had to move that. It was driving me crazy.
I was
Sorry. Yeah. It was off by just a little bit. So yes, there is a tomb there. But then beyond the tomb and up the stairs, there is a bier. And as I said, a body lying there with a sword in its grip.
what, you mean a corpse or like a stone?
From where you are with your passive, it definitely is not stone.
Psst. Are you sleeping?
There's no response.
Pick up a bit of rubble. Unless someone stops me, I'll throw it at it.
Say,
No one's near you.
no.
It's Persephone, you see
I
Jax
just
pick.
walked up,
He just said,
but-
"Are you sleeping?" And
And that's why she started to walk toward him, but I don't think she would have gotten to him before.
All right, fair enough. All right, before we resolve that, Silas, make a perception check for listening at the rubble.
I can do that. I can try to do that. And I roll a 4.
Oh,
I don't hear anything.
You listen
I
carefully.
don't hear much.
There is no repeat of the sneeze. Although,
With Typhon
Okay.
apparently approaching, I'm going to motion at him and point at the rubble and point at my ear, that trying to indicate to him that we heard something over here at this rubble.
very well.
Would it be small enough for a imp to squeeze through?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 18.
With an 18, you see, much like Jax did, that while there is definitely a part of the wall here that has collapsed due to the strain that Elturel has been under, There is far more rubble here than there should be. You also notice that part of this rubble looks like it's a little bit of a facade, like somebody has taken several larger pieces of flagstone and put them in such a way so as to cover up a specific area. It's not the way rock should fall.
So it's like a barricade, like someone is assembled.
Yeah, very similar to something like that.
What did you hear, Silas?
A sneeze.
Like what kind of sneeze? Young, old, human, inhuman, what?
A Lulu sneeze?
I could not tell.
Okay. I'm just remembering the way that it sounded when Sean made the sound.
It sounded pretty dainty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it sounded like Lulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were looking for a monster and wondering how a monster would sneeze, or a large devil or demon, it was definitely not that.
Yeah.
If you could imagine such a thing.
Rhimb will whisper, "Are you all right?" into the rubble.
All right, we'll leave that there. Jax, are you throwing a rock?
Yep.
All right. Make a attack
goes,
roll.
Attack roll.
Mm-hmm. So roll a d20 and add your dex modifier.
Okay. Let's see. I'll just roll
Improvised weapon.
I'll just roll a dagger. Hey.
Oh my god. With a natural 20, you hit the corpse right in the temple. Does not stir.
Definitely sleeping.
So, at this point, that Falkrunn is like right next to Jax. Like,
we probably shouldn't throw things at things we don't even know where they are.
why are you throwing things at corpses?
Oh, I didn't know if it was sleeping.
Why would you throw something at it if you thought it was?
It was only a stone. We used
Jax.
to throw stones at each other all the time. There was loads of blood. Noses broken, everything.
All right. Falkrunn's going to go ahead and stop throwing stones at corpses. Unless they move first.
I
Then
was
you can throw
just
stones
seeing
at
if it was moving. I was going to throw this brick.
Good gods. All right. So Falkrunn is going to attempt to move around the sarcophagus and towards the bier, Sean.
Very good.
And sets off the traps. Come on.
Yeah, right?
As you step onto the stairs, something has changed. There is a quieter sense. The foulness that seems to permeate every stone fades. As you take each step, you feel a little bit of a lightening of your heart.
Do I recognize? Is there anything on the walls in terms of a fresco, or that would show me if this was a fallen hero, or?
Make an history check. There is nothing on the walls
Lovely.
that you can see.
All right, so I'll roll my d20 and I'll subtract my -1. So it was an 11 then.
11. You don't know much about Elturel, but you have heard a story. The unknown hero. Many years before the companion ever appeared in the sky, there was a young red dragon terrorizing the countryside, making life miserable for the residents of Elturel. It ate up the livestock, it burned up the crops, and it demanded tribute. One day, a scruffy-looking, unarmored woman wielding a great sword marched up to the dragon and hacked at it with mighty swings, and before it could fly away, she slew it. The populace of Elturel emptied from the city, running to praise the woman, but she fell over dead before they could reach her. This woman was laid to rest in this special place in the cathedral, and her body has never decomposed. At her side rests the greatsword that she wielded. Many people think that she was an incarnation of Torm, or that Torm's essence filled her while she fought. And as you step even closer to her, you are convinced in your soul that this little nook is hallowed ground.
Excellent. So I'm going to then make my way forward to the very reverently and towards the corpse and make sure that Jax didn't do any damage to the unknown hero, or that, and then maybe clear away.
Doesn't appear to have done any damage. Make a perception check.
Oh, that's much better. All right, good.
I didn't see it. Would you roll?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to roll and then add. So I have a plus 7 to this modifier. So that will be a 26.
It's difficult to tell. The lighting's not great, and she's in repose, but she bears a striking resemblance to Rhea.
Is that clear to everyone or just to Falkrunn?
Just Falkrunn at this point. She's the only one close enough.
I'm
going to shout back down the hallway. Persephone, bring the Hell Rider.
Nee. Yeah. Echoes quite loudly.
Oh.
Damn it. I throw a stone at Falkrunn.
I know. Sorry. I mean, Persephone, bring the Hell Rider.
That means I need to bring them all.
Oh, yeah.
And I go do it.
While she's doing that, I'm going to hide behind a sarcophagus.
Before you do that, you hear movement coming from the south, Jack.
Sugar.
Drums.
Throw yourself in next time.
Fool of a tuck.
I'm hiding anyway.
All right, roll itself. Do you tell anybody that you heard anything coming?
Well, I heard someone. I sort of shout it like out of panic.
What?
Oh God, you shouted too.
What did you hear?
Well, the people are coming.
Shout it out. Well, there goes your stealth check.
Well,
that was a
10.
sleight of hand that you rolled, by the way.
Oh, it would be the same roll anyway. Oh no, okay, it'd be free higher.
Okay, so 13.
Sleight of hand.
All
okay,
right. Well,
I was
while they are panicking, what do you say to Rhea, Persephone?
And I didn't get close enough to see it, so I just say Falkrunn told me to bring you.
Should we all come?
I think that's your only option. We can't leave everyone here unarmed.
Very well. And everyone be very quiet. And they start making their way down the stairs. Back up to the top. What do you all do? We've got Silas, we've got Typhon, and we've got Rhimb.
When we were paused, we had just talked through the rubble, and you said, hang on.
Right. So as you are saying this, you hear quite clearly Falkrunn yell, and followed by Jax yelling. It echoes quite loudly.
Did we hear what Jax said? Someone's coming?
Yeah.
Okay. I will leave the rubble for now and join them.
Do you have dark vision? You do, don't you? As you
Yes.
come around the corner, you see coming towards you 2 hellhounds and a strange creature that you have not seen before. Do you you just step around the corner?
Right here?
Just a second, I'm going to reveal them. Do you sneak around the corner, or you just come around the corner?
I was just coming around the corner because I heard them say someone was coming.
All right, then this is what you see. Come on, you. There it is. You see 2 hellhounds, much like the ones that you fought in front of the cathedral. And behind them, a squat creature with a long pike wearing a mask. And as you step around, it stops and looks at you and puts out his stick, and the hellhounds charge you.
Great.
So we will roll initiative.
Alrighty.
Dramatic pause.
Indeed.
Goodness
Sorry.
Does that count as a
gracious.
pause?
Dramatic elongation.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, my natural one.
That's
is
the
out of
title
way.
of this
Can you-
episode.
I got it too.
Natural
Dramatic
elongation.
elongation.
Can you,
I like it.
can
I
you
like
add
it.
me, Sean?
That's awesome.
I was on there, but then it's disappeared.
I wonder why I did that. And in just a moment, I will show you. Yes, so it's not a pike, it's actually a halberd that this guy is carrying. And I believe I will try to show you the picture without
Player handouts.
yes. Player handouts, there they are. Come on, Mare. Where are they? There it is. Yes, I did it.
Oh, okay.
He's got a cape. He's wearing strange armor. His skin is gray, large muscles, and the mask that he's wearing is strangely cherubic, but the way it moves is anything but childlike. Let me get some good combat music going here.
We don't need combat music.
I
He
have
saw.
one.
Come
He
downstairs,
saw
they said.
Rhimb.
Yes, he won't be alive long enough to need combat music.
Oh, you've gone really
Very
loud
good.
now.
Oh, that's
So at the top of the
terrifying.
order, we have the Hellhounds.
What? I'm top of the order. I think you'll find.
Oh, that's right. You needed me to put your thing in. Okay, so
Yeah.
Jax.
Yeah.
And we also need a Rhea and a druid, possibly.
And also, for some reason, mine's not populating. I'm a 17.
All right, Jax, what did you get?
23.2.
23.
Nice.
Very good. Falkrunn, what did you get?
17. Sorry, I was trying to get it to populate.
No problem. Rhea rolled a. Yep. Come on. There we go. Seldarine is going to stay with the survivors, but Rhea is following Persephone down. She got to about there. Now, I believe we're all good to go. At the very top, we have Jax at 23.
Okay. I will move to here. Actually, I will go stealth first.
Okay.
25.
25. That beats their passive.
5,
So you are hidden.
5, 10, 15. I will lean around and shoot a puppy.
Very good.
A bad.
It's not,
Don't listen, Shadow. That's right.
it's not a real dog, guys. I love dogs.
Yeah.
24 to hit.
24 does hit. Roll the damage, please.
Oh, 10. Is that it? That's
Oh.
like the worst ever. That's one more than worst.
That was me
So,
rolling for my heels
10
last week.
damage.
So did you... Here, I'll go ahead and give the Hellhounds a little bit of color here so that you can tell me which one you hit. I assumed you hit red.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, red.
Okay.
And I'm gonna run back behind here.
All right, Falkrunn.
All right, I'm going to move to the corner here after seeing Jax pop that shot off, and I'm going to pop out and hit the red Hellhound with my Toll of the Dead.
Toll the Dead. Pong, gong, 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 gong. A loud sound echoes, and it echoes throughout the catacombs. What did you roll?
I'll throw another stone at Falkrunn.
Actually, he has to roll, doesn't he?
Yeah, you have to roll.
That's
so it's
right.
a wisdom save, if you'd be so kind.
Wisdom, yes. He rolled a 3.
Ha! So, is not so good. Is
Not so good for him. So how much
Not so
damage
good for
did you
him.
do?
So, let me go ahead and roll that beautiful damage for you. So, you take
Nice.
14 points
14
of damage.
Very nice.
That is the
Well,
biggest haul I've seen.
I was
Yes,
gonna say.
this hound sort of as the arrow hits it, and then
Isn't it D12s if it's taking
flattens it
damage?
to the ground. And
What's
it's-
that?
Isn't it D12?
Oh yeah, it's already been taking damage, so it's D12s. Not
Or
D8s.
you might want to keep.
Oh!
You might want to keep the 14.
You want to keep the 14, or do you want to risk it with the
Keep
D12s?
it, keep
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna roll the d12.
Oh,
Oh my goodness,
I
Ryan.
love it.
23.
I
I see
love
a
it.
23 coming up.
Because it's
Come on.
because it's 2d12, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan.
I love it.
Guys, tell a story.
D&D.
Oh, it's 18. Sorry, 18. 12. It's 12.
It's
but
12.
12, which is the.
It's not so
no,
bad.
no,
It could
no.
be worse. Very good. Falkrunn, anything else?
I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of my move to sort of pop back behind the corner, and then be like, "Hellhounds, that's on me. That's on me." All right, and then I'm just gonna kind of be waiting as they kind of come around. Sean, I know I can't ready an action because I already did an action,
Mhm.
but so.
So you said you were. Am I responsible for moving your token?
No, I can move her. So
Okay.
I discovered. So I'm just sort of like waiting there, so that way they don't have 3 shots at me. But
Okay.
other than that, and that's me.
All right.
I just want to add that I've ducked behind the sarcophagus. Okay.
You've ducked behind the sarcophagus. Very good.
I can't.
So
stealth,
they
but-
come moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Comes to here, stops and turns and looks at you, Falcon. And flame shoots from its mouth.
Should have ducked.
Please please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay, so that is just me and my d20 and the grace of the gods. Nope, that's a d12. All right, so. Oh, God, a 9 on that d20 roll for my dex save.
All right, that is not enough as he comes around the corner and skids to a stop, sees you, its eyes blazing with fury at the spell you cast upon it. It breathes fire all over this sarcophagus. It licks over the top of it, Jax, and you duck down to the ground. You are saved from it because you are small enough to be completely hidden and completely obscured by the sarcophagus. However, you take 21 points of fire damage.
Oh my God.
The other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You know,
10.
and I was just saying to myself, I haven't died in a few games.
3. So this one looks to be charging forward to attack Rhimb, but when it realizes that there's another target right there, stops. However, it used both its movement to get to there, so it cannot take an attack. That is the end of the Hellhound's turn. Now we're up to Typhon.
Okay.
Howie.
I will have, first of all, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I get to here invisibly to just go and start messing stuff up. Typhon will move here, and it's not a ton of great options. Let's see if, since I have this beautiful new spell template, let's say Synlipsy, and have the Earthen Grasp emerge and try to crush this hound.
Blue or red?
Blue, I cannot make it to the red.
Blue. A hand erupts from the stone, and he needs to make a
strength saving.
Strength saving throw. Let's see here. Rolled a 14.
He's a failure.
Okay. So he is restrained, I believe.
Indeed.
Excellent.
I don't know why it rolls it that way.
And he took how much damage?
So 5 bludgeoning damage.
5 bludgeoning damage. All right, that brings us. Unless you have anything else to do, so Typhon.
I will. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not the greatest move, but I'll just move to there.
All right, Silas.
All right, I'm going to check my audio first. How am I sounding?
Quiet.
A little bit quiet. How about that?
Too loud.
Definitely can hear you.
There?
Too loud.
Too loud. There?
Still a smidge too loud.
Right.
Oh, that's better. Try that.
Stay with me. He's adjusting the levels.
No, I'm not. No.
This works?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That'll work.
I am within range, so I'm going to move through Rhimb. Is that double movement to get through Rhimb?
Yeah, to get through Rhimb. That's correct.
15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to use my reach. I'm going to stab the dog, the hellhound, with... now, he's restrained, yeah?
He is.
Nice.
Oh, there is a crit. You don't even need to make the other attack because you would have had advantage.
Ooh.
Oh,
Damn.
19 points of magic damage.
wow.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Who needs a smite?
I do. I need this
I
mic.
know.
You really
really
need
do.
Did that hurt?
It
the
did. It did hurt him.
And I've used up everything I can do as far as any other actions or anything. So with that, I'm going to be right there. Now he is still restrained, correct? My
He
strike.
is still restrained.
All right, good deal. I'm done.
All right, that'll bring us to Rhimb.
Sean, just for clarification, how long has it been since our last battle?
About 20 minutes.
Okay, so I still have Hunter's Mark active from last battle, so I'm going to bonus action switch target to blue, and I will take my first shot at him.
All right.
And this is at advantage, is that right?
Yep. He is restrained. So let's see. Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark is going to be this. That's a 26. That is a
26
hit.
to hit.
So that's non-magical damage, right?
That is non-magical damage, except for the Hunter's Mark, which is magical damage. So it's 6 non-magical, 2 magical.
2 magical.
And that is the first of 3 shots.
Okay.
Second one is a
27
27.
hits.
8 non-magical, 5 magical.
All right.
Is he dead yet?
Nope.
Son of a bitch. All right. Third shot. And this one gets a bonus D8 if I connect.
21 hits. So 3.
So
and
that is a
that
total,
bonus D8 is that bonus D8 magic?
that is Gloomstalker. I would assume no. So let's
Okay.
call it 8 non-magic, 4 magical.
Took a lot of damage. It's got arrows sticking out of it. Blood is dripping from its body and hitting the floor. It's got blood coming out of its mouth, but it is still up.
Wow.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to move back up around the corner.
All right. That will bring us to Rhea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She moves to there, rushing past you, Persephone, as she brings out her longsword. Persephone, it is your turn.
Getting real nervous about that guy down there, but I also don't want that hellhound hanging out. I'm going to do what I was thinking about. So I'm going to move here. 5, 10, 60, 65. I'm going to move there, actually. And then I'm going to cast Shatter on, right smack on the baby-faced weirdo.
All right.
So DC 15.
DC 15. You're not going to use the cool spell? You don't have to since it's just him.
The what?
You got a shatter spell template that you can use, but it's not a big deal since it's just him. You don't have to know exactly where it's hitting. What kind of a save was it?
15. Wisdom?
Constitution.
Wisdom.
Constitution.
Constitution. Okay. Failed.
Nice. Then he takes 13 thunder damage.
Nice. All right. It goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moves to there. Has its halberd to the side. Puts it away. Pulls up a heavy crossbow. And shoots you, Silas. Hitting AC 14.
That is a miss.
All right. You are able to bring your armor up and it pings off your pauldron. That is the end of its turn. Jax, you are up.
Okay. I will obviously. So as I'm there, I will hide there.
Okay.
Stealth there. With a 17.
Okay. You're fairly confident you are hidden.
Okay, I will sneak to here, and then pop one in the Hellhound.
Very good.
Do I get advantage?
You are. He was not aware you were there, so
Okay,
yes, you do.
Why is that not working? There we go. Natural 20.
Natural
Nice.
20. Excellent.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is
give me
non-magical, correct?
a- non-magical. Yeah. But that is.
So how much total?
20, 35 damage.
Jeez. Rogues.
Nice.
How much damage?
35.
Let's see. Before you rolled all those ones, now I got a 6, a 6, a 5. It comes back.
It all counts.
Is it still
Falkrunn.
standing?
It's
Unless
still-
you, what do
it's
you
still
do next?
walking, and I'm going to hide back around
Still
the
up?
corner.
Is it? Yeah, is it still kicking?
It's still there.
All right. So Toll the Dead.
All right.
Imp Slayer.
Wisdom,
Hellhound
right?
Slayer.
Wisdom.
Not yet. Not yet.
He rolled an 18.
Oh, blast it all to hell.
Takes
All right, yeah.
no damage.
Takes no damage, and I am going to move my happy butt 5, 10, like all the way back here into this nice hallowed ground.
All right. The Hellhound goes. He gets to right there and begins to whine and move its head in obvious pain and backs away. And let's see. Does not regain its fire breath. It backs away some more.
Oh.
Cannot get to you, Jax, because you're on the steps and the tomb is in the way. So he wastes his turn confusedly looking for a way to do some damage without getting on the stairs.
Yeah, suck on that.
Other Hellhound, however, breathes fire at Silas.
Now,
Silas, I need a dexterity saving throw.
I can do that. Dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a.
No!
That is a fail, I'm afraid.
You don't say.
I
20.
I give him my inspiration.
All right, you've been granted inspiration by an unseen goblin.
I'll give it a shot. 13.
That is a save.
Woo!
You take half of 23 points of fire damage.
Does that roll up or down? So is that 11?
Always down. Always down.
11.
Some DMs do up. I'm glad most DMs that
No,
I
I-
play with don't.
I always say everything is down. When you roll percentiles, the lower you roll is better.
Yeah.
Everything is rounded down. Just
Could have taken that.
across the board.
That could have taken that shot, but it wouldn't have been pleasant. So thank you,
So
Jack.
fire licks over you as the hellhound, barely hanging on to life, manages to find a chink in the hand that's grasping it, and a gout of flame shoots over you. But you manage to roll out of the way, avoiding most of the damage. Well, 50% of the damage. Exactly 50%. Back to Typhon.
Round it down.
All right. I will use the Synchronisticos chill touch on the restrained target. I forgot to roll the good advantage way, but 2 rolls work.
That is a hit.
25 to hit. Okay. For 11 points of necrotic damage.
So I forgot to roll to see whether or not he could escape the bounds, but since both of those attacks hit, we're not going to worry about it.
It's only the one hit, and it's but he has to use his action to escape anyway. So.
Oh, good point. Right, so in which case he is dead. The chill touch, the necrotic energy gets into the wounds that he's already suffered, and the fiery blood that's pouring out of him turns black and then turns to ash as it falls dead.
Good.
Anything else, Typhon?
Yes. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. I will have the imp move to here and whisper, kind of purse his lips and make the most high-pitched sounding whistle to try and hurt the little dog's ears to distract it and give the help advantage. Or the help.
All right. So from now on, when we do this, I'm going to grant them saving throws when you do minor illusion and stuff like that to try and grant the help action from a distance. There is going to be an opposed roll, but it failed it.
This is the imp going up to him. That was just flavor. Actually using a.
Oh, he's actually using the help
using
action.
a help action.
Got it. Never mind. So he has the next attack on that hellhound has advantage.
Okay. And then it will move back to here with the rest of its 40 foot.
Right. Still invisible, I take it.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Typhon?
That's it.
Silas.
Fortunately, I don't know how I can get to him and do anything. It looks like my movement, if I go to 30, I can definitely get that far. That's not close enough to attack. In order to get any closer, I'll have to use my action. Unless somebody has some advice.
Roll better on your save throws.
I don't think
That was uncalled for. Uncalled for,
But
sir.
said with love.
Oh,
You did call for insults. I say this now, and I'm gonna have a cast.
Yeah. You've been marked,
I
sir.
have.
whoa.
says the dragonborn way in the back.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So yeah, I don't see how you could. Yeah, you have to use
so I'll
your
just-
extras. That
so
5 feet uses your other movement, your other action.
Yeah. So then I'm just going to actually run past him.
Do you have an
All
action
right.
surge, Silas, or no?
No, I used it. I need a short rest. Used
yeah.
it before the break. So I'm going to position myself between the two funnies and stop right there.
All right. Anything else? Rhimb, you are up.
Is the hand still there? Is that a thing? Or is the hand gone?
That is. There's no reason for the hand to still be there.
I will drop concentration.
Okay.
All right.
Then I am going to move Rhimb 30 feet to the south, if I can grab him. And I will bonus action switch my focus to the red hellhound and take 2 shots.
All right.
I'm
Whose
having
mark is up.
I'm
The
having-
first one has advantage.
Yes, sorry about this, guys. I'm having quite a lag.
It's all right.
It's almost as if you were shit talking one of your friends and
Mm,
the internet decided to smite you.
It
Oh,
did,
gosh.
and it is very, very well deserved.
gosh. I'm afraid if it doesn't come up soon, we're gonna have to skip
Oh
your turn, Rhimb.
no! I clicked
One of those things.
I clicked
No,
the
no.
button. There it goes. There it goes.
All right. With
15.
advantage. Let me double check. I believe that is a hit. No, yes, that is a hit.
All right. There you go. That's a 13 non-magical and
Okay.
5 magical.
Nice.
Wow. Still up.
Still, son of a butt nugget. All right, this second attack without advantage is a
19
19.
is a hit.
Just die already. Another 13 non and 6 magical.
It perishes.
Yeah.
No more fire. All right.
Hell yeah.
That's the end of my turn.
All right. That brings us to Rhea. Rhea is finally... 1, 2, 3. She whirls around the corner and is like, sees 2 dead hellhounds and looks around for a target and sees this strange creature at the end. And she uses all of her movement to run up next to it to attack. But she does not have any actions left to use. So that is her done. Persephone.
Sean, as I see
Oh, go ahead.
as I see Rhea, I shout, "Rhea, over here!" So
She runs past.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to just shoot with my crossbow.
All right. What happened to all those cool defensive flourishes and...
I need a rest.
Oh.
I got
That's why we're down here.
nothing left. 16 to hit.
16 is a hit.
9 non-magical
9 non-magical.
on babyface creepo.
Yeah, I got a crossbow too, you son of a bitch.
That's my nickname in high school. Babyface creepo.
Babyface creepo.
Now entering the ring. Anything else, Persephone?
Nope, that's me.
All right. It goes. Puts away his crossbow and brings his halberd back to bear and makes 2 attacks on Silas. Hitting AC 9 and AC 10. Pretty sure that's a miss.
Both misses, yeah.
That is the end of its turn. Back to the top with Jax.
Okay, I will 5, 10. Sorry, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I hide there?
Yeah, you have
Yeah?
total cover from it. Just for your future reference, you can't go diagonally around a corner, but you have enough movement to do it, so not a big deal.
14 stealth.
All right. I believe that beats his passive. Yes, indeed.
So what was that? 5, 10, 15, 25. So I could jump over it though, can't I? So I could.
Well, it would cost double movement to move over something like that, but yeah.
Okay, so it'll be 5, 10, 15, and then 20.
If you want, I can let you make an athletics, acrobatics check to see if you can do a little flippy do over the tomb. If you fail, then you'll fall prone. But if you succeed, I can let you.
Well, obviously, I started there, so that'll be 5, 10, 15, and 20 to there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
So 20, 25, and then 30 to there. And then I stab him with my dagger.
You can't go diagonally around corners.
Yeah, I didn't. That was 10 foot.
And you can go through
Actually,
Silas's space without.
I will do an acrobatics then, but
Okay.
not because of that. I did have enough.
You did have enough. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. 21 acrobatics.
that'll do it.
I guess it's 5. So how much from there to here?
So let's see. If you do acrobatics, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're able to go through Silas's space without making it difficult terrain, right?
Yep.
5. So you arrive at that square on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 actually on 4.
4. So I've got 10 foot left. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I stab him.
Do.
Oh, double 10s. 2 19s.
Which needs 2 19s. They both hit. This will be magic damage.
Magic damage of 19.
19.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
That had a beautiful synergy to it. What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of these days I'll learn how to math. Anything else, Jax?
Yeah, I am going to move back out. So 5, 10.
You bonus action disengage?
Nope.
All right, he takes an attack of opportunity.
Yep. Got a bonus action hid, so.
Got it. He hits a crit. That's 20 points of slashing damage.
Oh!
Okay, I'll use Uncanny Dodge as my reaction.
Makes it 10.
I kind of wanted
As
to.
you scramble out of the way, he brings the halberd down on you, catching just the very bottom of your foot.
I thought you put a halberd away.
He brought it back out to attack Silas.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jax?
Nope.
All right, Falkrunn.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and move to the Tomb of the Unknown Hero and offer up a quick prayer/apology to be like, I'm so sorry, we are in need of this. And I'm gonna try to take the sword if I can, and then I'm going to immediately. So I don't know if that counts as my action, Sean.
It does.
Excellent. So then I'm going to
roll a religion check.
Oh my god.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
The catacombs begin to crumble.
All right. I weighed a sandbag. It was fine. All right. All right. So that is going to be 14 plus my 2 is 16, Sean.
16. All right. You are able to offer up a prayer. Feels good. You reach out to grab the sword, and as you lift it, it's very, very heavy, but you can move it.
Okay. Am I going to be at like a half movement while I'm carrying this?
You are indeed. It is too heavy to use as a weapon.
So can I just add that Falcrunn's now got 3 magical weapons?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. 4 if you count Steve, and I do, Sean. So I'm then gonna. God. Okay. So then I'm gonna be like dragging this thing. Like, all right, cool. So that was like 5, 10, and then I can do what? Do another 10 feet then, I guess, for the rest of my movement. So I'm right back. I'm about right back where I started then, and that'll be my turn.
All right. The Hellhounds are dead. Typhon.
All right.
Long live the Hellhounds.
We'll just continue to cantrip at him. We'll do another chill touch at this guy. Oh, that's a disappointing one.
Yep. That does not manage to pierce his armor.
And we will just let the imp do the same thing again, except this time go finish the turn down here.
All right, so he comes in and grants the help action.
Yep.
Anything else, Typhon?
Nope. Could you reveal what's over
Oh, of
here?
course.
Just to part of the reason we moved there was just to make sure nothing else was coming. I
Oh, yeah. there's
assumed that might be the case, that it is symmetrical. Cool. That's it for me. I will move up though myself next to Rhimb here.
Cool.
All done.
Silas, you have advantage.
Okay, I'm going to attack him with my glaive.
Indeed.
12.
12 does not pierce the armor. He blasts it away with his halberd.
And he has a halberd.
He does.
And then I'm going to stay right there. I'm done.
Alrighty. Rhimb.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up here next to Persephone, and I will take a couple shots. Now, does he have a higher AC? Is he blocked by any of my friends, or is that a pretty straight shot in that hole there?
Yeah, he's got a little cover from Rhea from where you are.
Okay, well, attack number 1 is
miss.
12, and attack number 2.
Whoa! A lot
That's
of
also a
12s
miss.
happening here.
That is the end of my turn.
All right.
We are so cursed.
It sort of shuffles as both the arrows come going past it.
Yep, done.
Anything else, Rhimb?
No, I am finished.
All right.
It's all Rhea.
That'll bring us to Rhea. Rhea attacks. She rolled 2 4s, and that will not do it. So she also misses twice.
Damn you, babyface creepo.
Persephone.
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
What do you say?
Wisdom save 15. I'll say, I wonder if your face underneath that mask is just as ugly. For 2 points of damage. If it works.
This is a wisdom save?
15, yeah.
He rolls a 15.
Oh,
Anything else?
Come on, Sean. He has to say something back. What does he say back, Sean? Come on.
Oh,
It's
you
like
gotta
he's
do
about to take off his mask.
oh, this Persephone. What did you do?
it. I went, oh wait, oh god.
Takes it off. This entire part of his face is just destroyed. An entire scar. Looks like something has ripped away his entire lower mandible, and his tongue is hanging out just. And he has 2 eyes deep set into his sockets. Just 2 little lights, little points of light looking at. And he's just. And he attacks Silas twice with his halberd.
Damn, you're ugly.
I think he was
Persephone scared herself
he was actually
then a little
flirting
bit.
with Persephone until he attacked me.
We'll never know.
Okay. That's a 21 to hit with a halberd.
That's a hit.
6
Oh.
points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Could've
And the
been
next
worse.
one is an 8, which I'm pretty sure misses.
That does miss.
That will bring us back to the top of the round with Jax.
Really? Me again? Okay. I am just going to pop down there and attack him
All right. Did you sneak?
for a 20 to hit.
20 hits. That should about do
And
it.
22 magic damage.
Nice.
The final blow is yours, Jax.
Yay.
Cool. As he's pulled his mask down and sticks his tongue out, I'll just come and cut it off. and we'll watch him bleed out.
And it falls to the ground, writhing in agony as it dies.
I get to keep its mask.
Jax, why would you want that? It's so creepy.
As a trophy. Is this one an imp?
Man.
Meanwhile, you all can hear Falkrunn like grunting and like.
Well, as you start to do that, Persephone says, everybody be quiet.
Falkrunn, with each step you take, the sword grows heavier.
It was Falkrunn. Noisy dwarf.
Raya!
What? What do you want?
I walk back around to get
She
the...
steps gingerly around the hellhound.
The hero, the sword. You would pick it up. It's heavy.
He's looting it, isn't he? She.
I don't
asked-
understand. What are you doing?
The sword. The hell. The look on the hero. She's you. It's you. I think this is your sword.
She raises an eyebrow and looks at the sword and says, "It's far too big for me."
Just pick it up.
She reaches out a hand to take it from you. And she takes it and... What are you fooling? This isn't that heavy.
At which point she like points at it and goes, aha! Mm-hmm. And, like she's looking for anyone to realize what she's figuring out, and no one knows what the hell's going on. So she's like, oh, but her face. It's you're the hero.
Come on, what are you talking about?
Do you know the story of the unknown hero?
I've heard it. Oh, that's where we are here. And that's
Yes, yes. But she's you. I look on her corpse, and she looked just like you. I think you're meant to have this weapon.
Rhea walks forward and looks down at the beer. That is remarkable.
Right. It's a sign from the gods.
No. This is meant to be here. If this woman was in fact touched by Torn, then this is a holy site.
Aye, it is. And
You
Rhea,
shouldn't remove anything, Falkrunn. Surprised
Rhea.
at you.
Rhea, we are in hell defending Elturel. What better use of the hero's sword than now, in this hour, to save Elturel from hell? When our work here is done, you may replace it back in the tomb. But while we fight for Elturel here, I believe you're meant to use this weapon.
She does have a good point.
Make a persuasion check.
I'll try and help. She does have a good point.
With advantage.
You can't hit a barn door with that toothpick that
Do
you're
you have
using.
a persuasion? Are you proficient in persuasion, Jack?
I am not proficient. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No. Wrong character.
No, so you can't grant advantage.
Well, I'd still say that anyway, but...
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so I'm just rolling. Rolling a d20.
I could try.
Gods
persuade
be
her
with
as
me.
well.
Oh, bollocks. Well, a
She
10.
shakes her head. No. I can feel it just standing here. This place is holy.
Did she listen to me?
And
though?
a holy site in hell. We shouldn't disturb it.
Oh, we
We
definitely
should
should.
leave it as it is.
No, understandable. Yes, this is a holy site still, even now, here in the flames of hell. And you, who are defending this site from the very creatures of hell, should use these weapons against these fiends.
I understand, but
Rhea,
no, it's not right. It's not right. And she puts it back on the beer.
Don't be the hero you were supposed to be. Someone told me that once. I got no idea what it means.
She looks at you. I'll make a deal with you if
I rolled an 18 for persuasion.
ask me again sometime. Maybe I'll reconsider.
Okay, take it.
Not right now, you little...
look.
She walks
let us-
away. She turns away. No,
I understand. I understand.
she does look like me, but it could just be a coincidence. And
Hell Rider.
it's not worth desecration of such a holy
I'm
site.
going to give my inspiration to Falkrunn.
All right, you've been granted inspiration.
Jax is
Falkrunn,
on the,
roll another persuasion check.
Jax is on the
You
beer trying to
should
get it
bless
into
yourself
Yard.
for this argument too. You
Dousing
should,
out these inspirations like candy.
you should bless yourself.
I can't.
Oh.
Like, I got nothing,
If-
y'all.
if
Like,
That's a
that-
cantrip.
If this doesn't help, but Jax is
Oh,
on
I
the beer.
meant
I
guidance.
meant guidance.
Jax is on the beer trying to get the sword into his bag of holding.
Jax, make a religion check as you touch the
Oh,
sword.
this is gonna hurt. 16.
You touch the sword. There's a slight prickling sensation in your
Oh,
fingers as you
bit
touch
me.
it. However, you take no damage, and you can attempt to lift the sword. It's extremely heavy.
Jax, don't touch that weapon.
Well, it's fine. Look.
Shakes her head. I really. She hefts her longsword. I'm good. She cleans it
Rhimb
up and she puts it in her shield. But this place feels good.
Yes.
It's safe
And
somehow.
I definitely think, at the very least, we should rest here. Maybe think on what you have done and the choices before you.
I'll
Fair
remember that.
enough.
I've gotten to get the why do I want to call them hostages, guys? Why?
Survivors.
Refugees?
It's how we all feel.
In Sean's game. Yeah, no.
Oh,
No.
Jeez,
all right.
that wasn't even a
Sure,
road
when you
stop.
hurl insults, it's funny. When I do it, I'm a dick.
I didn't think it was funny. So they all come. It's crowded, but everyone is able to get on at least onto the steps
Yeah.
behind the tomb, behind the sarcophagus, and everybody else is able to slowly, as they approach.
Yeah.
All the children sort of shy away from the body, but Harkina
Could
says, "No, it's all right." And Lulu comes flying over. Oh,
This is a good place.
Yes.
I feel it too, Lulu. Is it possible for everyone to fit back here?
It is possible, yes. The
Yeah.
children can be
So-
held in laps. The Lulu takes up no space at all. Jax is small. Everyone's able to fit there.
I'm going to.
So
leave
if
the-
I
go, no, you go ahead, please.
well, I was just gonna say once we settle in for the night, I'm gonna create a minor illusion here. If somebody else will create one here, so that it looks like they're just seeing the room as is.
I think
All right.
it only lasts a minute, though, is the only problem.
Right, minor illusion doesn't really last all that long, unfortunately.
Oh,
It's
it
very
doesn't?
useful in combat. But
Gotcha.
Jax
I
has
did
got an
not
idea.
realize that.
Jax will put a candle here.
Oh, the blackout candle.
oh, very good.
Smart goblin.
So
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe further out so it doesn't
pulls out a
envelop us.
candle.
No, I don't want to get
And-
stolen.
Let's see here.
And after he does that, he then goes over to the sword again and places his needle next to the sword. Tries to get a comparison.
The sword is larger by several orders of magnitude.
I get told that often.
Rhimb is gonna gesture to Typhon to come back to the rubble to the north.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Sorry, I saw you walking past me, and I wanted to stop you, so we moved back up here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start removing the rubble carefully.
Where does Imp
Well-
go, Typhon?
Well, I thought we were taking a long rest, gents.
We can, but there's another survivor up there, and I would think that it would be better for them to join us in that safe space.
I'll just have Imp come with me.
Okay. Imp goes with you. I'm going to remove the bodies of your vanquished.
Is the candle in hallowed ground as well?
I just put it on top of the tomb.
Okay.
I mean, oh crap. Do you want it to be do you want you all to be just in complete total darkness? Or
Well,
I assumed that you
the steps are on hallowed ground, aren't they?
they are.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming everyone was at the back, the kids and stuff like that.
So you and everybody up like around the I get you. Okay. So everybody goes up off of the steps and you put the candle at the bottom of the steps.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rhea will go up there.
Don't know why.
They will all go up, and up.
That's
Just
brilliant,
all in
Jax.
there. And the circle is there.
Can't
Are we
seem to-
missing a bunch of our friends?
I don't think so. I
Are
mean,
we-
they're probably covered up by other.
Have you put
by
us on
other
a different
icons.
layer or something? Because I can't do anything to roll 20 now.
You just moved. You're moving.
Yeah,
on
you're
my
moving.
screen.
Am I? Oh, I must refresh it.
Oh, yeah. And then I know Rhimb and Typhus have wandered back up to the rubble.
Yes, they have. Rhimb, Typhon, and Silas. What do you do?
I'm going to start very carefully removing the rubble.
All right, make an athletics check.
I'm going
13.
with that.
You going to
I am
assist?
proficient in athletics.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Roll with advantage.
Oh.
Double 13s.
Wow, guys.
However,
rim shot.
however, as you look down at this flagstone that Typhon has pointed out to you as being suspiciously placed, you grab it, and it's stone. It's heavy, but it's light enough that someone of far less strength than you could move it. And as you move it, you reveal a 3 foot by 3 foot crawl space underneath it. And you hear a voice, "Stop! Who's there?"
We're here with other survivors. We want to help. Who are you?
Other survivors. There's more! Yells back. Dragonborn. And you see a youthful face looking down, looking through this passageway at you. How many?
Well, including my friends, approximately a dozen.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked. It doesn't matter. Of course you can come in.
Well, there's a hallowed spot that's probably safer than where you are here. How many of you are there?
Many.
Oh.
Over 100.
Oh.
I mean, if you're speaking about the beer of the unknown hero, then yes, that is hallowed ground, but we couldn't all fit there.
May I bring our friends here?
Of course. Just a moment. Back away.
And I do so.
A youthful-looking man crawls awkwardly underneath the rubble and stands before you. Hello. He's standing there. He's got a pike. Looks worn. His cheeks are sunken in. His eyes have huge bags under them. And he's wearing his hair in a military cut. My name is Anjamin. Who are you?
Rhimb. These are my friends Typhon and Silas, and there are others behind us.
So, right. Well, in you go.
One of our number, Injamin, is a Hell Rider. Please know.
Well, that's good to hear.
I'll go back and relay the message to our friends, awkwardly stumbling through the candle darkness, and letting them know that we found a cache of survivors.
Okay, Rhimb comes back, passes through the darkness, and informs you all.
Oh, that's good.
I'm going to pick up my candle, stick it in my pouch, and start skipping up towards the others.
Jax, tread carefully. Let us announce you before you arrive.
I've already checked for traps.
I run behind Jax.
I'm faster than you.
Right.
Yes, you are.
You come
Let them
around
know.
you come around the corner, and this fellow sees you, and he immediately moves his pike into a defensive position. He says, "This is a trap."
No,
What?
he is a friend.
He's a goblin.
He is.
Oh, he's clever.
He's been magically altered. He has some semblance of a conscience, and he's been a great aid to us.
Make a persuasion check, Rhimb.
I'm a hero. I've killed many imps.
I clicked.
Nice.
19.
Nice.
Wow, he magically altered.
Well,
I will
I've
take
got a magic
responsibility
dagger.
for him.
Just. All right, well, you've convinced me. I mean, looking at how you're dressed and how you're armed, I can't imagine that you'd allow something dangerous to be among you, but he leans down, he says, "There'll be others who will be quite frightened of you.
Ooh, the dragonborn.
Keep to the shadows.
Well, I'm a good goblin. I've got my best friend back there.
There are many people here who are starving.
They
You
won't
catch
eat
my drift.
goblins, will they?
They just might."
Jax, stay near me.
I'll get in Falkrunn's bag.
All right.
Well, there you go.
All right, so one by one, you all make your way through. Rhimb, it is quite a
Tight
tight
squeeze.
squeeze for you.
I've got a better
Let's
idea.
see.
I'm going to walk in holding my candle.
So just this traveling globe of darkness might be somewhat suspicious, but very well. So the survivors come in with you. Silas, you go a little scouting, do you?
Just trying to make sure there's not something obviously right around the corner from us.
All right. In there, you see a crypt. No sarcophagi on the floor. However, each one of these alcoves contains a small pile of bones. Looks like some sort of ossuary. There are several statements above the various alcoves that are prayers extolling Torm and his servants who serve him in ways other than the sword and the shield, those who use the mind, those who research. You gather that this is some sort of special reserved area for the scholars who are died and then interred down here.
I do not enter that room, but I also do look at the passage to the south just to see, again, if there's anything obviously standing there, panting, ready to kill us.
There is nothing obvious standing there.
That's good to know. Then I'll head back.
Sean, as we moved away from the tomb of the unknown hero, I offer up a silent prayer and tell her that I'll do my best to see that Rhea fulfills her duty.
All right.
Sean, with my last spell slot, I'm going to cast Goodberry, and to the young gentleman who we met there, I will give him the 10 berries from that spell and the 5 remaining that I have, and I'll say, give these to those who need it the most.
He nods and he says, "Thank you. There was a druid who was here for a while. Seldarine, you've returned. Did you find any more?" Seldarine says, "No, I didn't. What of the others?" "Dead." And Enjamin's face falls. He nods. And as you step into this room, I will tell you what you see. The rubble is cleared, and you make your way into a large crypt, 60 by 60 feet, filled with dozens upon dozens of gaunt faces staring at you with wide, desperate eyes. Survivors huddled together behind sarcophagi and in alcoves along the edge of the room. The smell of fear and unwashed bodies makes you gag. These people have been here for a long time. In the middle of the room are 2 large fonts of water, one of which is still flowing, filling the space with the sound of gentle burbling. The other font is still, its water is stagnant and foul. Here and there are dimly glowing braziers and scattered bedrolls. In front of the fountain stands a haggard woman in her 50s, wearing the robes of an acolyte. Over her shoulder is strapped a large leather-bound tome, and in her hand she is clutching an ornamental mace that looks as if it will shatter the first time it is used. As you step into the room, she looks at you searchingly. "Ah! Are you with the Grand Duke? Is there any word?" And I believe we will take our break right there. And welcome back. Thank you for sticking around, or thank you for joining us if you're just now tuning in. The adventurers, conscription group 14, have made their way down into the catacombs underneath the Cathedral to Torm in the city of Elturel. After exploring a little bit, having a little encounter with a long-dead hero, and fighting off some more hellhounds, they have discovered the survivors in Elturel. They have barricaded themselves into a large crypt area, and now the adventurers have moved in to be among them. The air is stale. There's coughing. There's whimpering. There are foul smells. And standing by one of the fountains, still inexplicably flowing, there is a woman in her 50s who's looking at them expectantly. "The Grand Duke is... Wait. You are not with him."
We are
you?
looking for him.
Is he not here?
Well, he was. I'm sorry. My name is Feria. And, welcome, I suppose.
Thank you.
Who said that?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do any of you have any food?
in my backpack. But it's mine.
I do have some.
I do. I have rations.
Just to
Do
be
I?
clear here, Jax, are you hiding?
I'm in a
He's
candle.
in the
I'm
bag.
hiding in a candle.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just walking
So
along.
you are coming in with a globe of darkness?
Yeah. He told me to keep hidden.
So she notices that, and is that what is that?
Nothing to see here.
Friend
So
of ours that would be frightening to many people.
Literally. Nothing to see. Do you get it?
You understand? This is not the time for games and jokes.
It's not a joke.
of course.
It's definitely not.
We're trying to
Jax.
keep him safe.
Perhaps time for the hood and for the candle to go away.
I've got my hood on
But-
already.
Okay, good. Then candle away, Jax.
It is quite dark down here. There are braziers lit and glowing, but they do not emit that much light. Jax, if you want to be in the shadows, there are plenty to be in.
No. I've got his hood. He's got his hood
All
up.
right.
But he's standing with the group with a globe of darkness.
All right, the globe of darkness is noticeable. So those of you who are close to Jax, unless you have the ability to see within magical darkness, you cannot see at all, which is a little inconvenient.
Jax is intelligent, but he's not that intelligent.
I'm sorry.
I'll put
Could
the
you
dark-
perhaps have this person move to the side? We have children here. They'll
Jax.
be quite scared.
I'll put it.
They've already seen.
I'll put
they've
it
already
away.
seen
It's
far
okay.
too much.
Oh, my best friend's over there. She's a little girl.
I'll put the globe
Who are
away.
you
I've
people?
got my hood up.
We're conscription group 14. It's not goblins.
I elbow Falkrunn a little hard. Not.
I like the
time.
name.
Is that a joke?
Merely a bit of levity in a dark time. So we are here to find Lord Ravengard. Is he here?
He is not. He is not. He and several of his retinue left.
Do you know where they went? Or to what purpose they left?
He had some idea, something that he thought that he thought that there was a way, some sort of protection, something he had heard of.
That's all you have.
No,
all
no.
you
I
remember.
know where he went. He went to a graveyard, cemetery, not too far from here. There's apparently something in the basement that he thought could help.
Rhea, do you know what she speaks?
Well, there are several large cemeteries in the city, but no, I'm not very sure. Then, but perhaps that I think there might be a relic of Torm. Yes, that is what the Grand Duke said, and my specialties are possessions and reversing demonic influence. I don't know anything about such things, but he was convinced that there was something in the catacombs of this cemetery that's several blocks away. But he left days ago. Haven't seen him since.
We should
need to
rest
rest
and
here.
then go after him.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
Well, you're welcome to stay here as long as you wish. But there's precious little to go around, and many. Please avoid upsetting anyone.
No, of course.
I wouldn't dream of it.
What is wrong with the fountain that does not flow?
Oh. Well, it's a normal fountain. I'm sure you've seen the state of the city.
So
Cut
one of
off
them
from
is-
the water reservoir that fed it. However, this one is magically imbued.
I see.
I've got lots of magical trinkets.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
Find a place to put your packs, I suppose.
I'm so sorry. I did not catch your name.
Feria.
Vandria. Thank you for the respite, and we will, as soon as my party is rested, go and seek the Duke himself.
That would be welcome news. I'm doing my best, but I've only just recently become a servant of Torm. I've been been a sage, studying, as I said, possessions and demonic influence and that sort of thing. I'm not equipped. I have no spells. I have no healing ability. Anjamin guards the way in, but other than that... Oh, Sultan, you've returned. And she walks over to the druid and he says, yes, I have come back. Did you find any more? I did not. Well, at least you're here. There are many who are in need of your skills. He nods and makes his way into the crowd, handing out something from his pack. In addition to the berries that you have given him, it seems that he has his own supply of good berries, and he's beginning to dole them out. And as he does, a crowd of children come running up to him with their hands out, all of them looking somewhat feral. But having discovered this area and feeling reasonably at peace, at least for the time being, you may all take a long rest, if you wish.
John, I would like to, as we're kind of like settling in for the night, have a little conversation with Lulu.
Very well. Before you do that, I will say that with the long rest, you will all level up to level 6.
Hooray! Level up.
Long
Goblins
time
all around
coming.
me.
Congratulations.
Yay! I'm a better fighter.
Lulu is quite popular as she comes in. Once the children all eat these berries, some of them making a face, but Lulu comes flying slowly in and their eyes just light up and you see smiles and giggling as they kind of look at her shyly, and she's like, oh my, hello, my name is Lulu. Hello. And they all sort of follow her as she flies around the room. And before you are all bedded down wherever you find a place, there is an entire group of about a dozen children following her wherever she goes. And she begins to fly very quick figure eights in and amongst them all, laughing as she does.
I'll go and sit
And
with Shora.
there is a little bit of a lightening of the mood as parents and grandparents see their children playing in a way that they haven't probably for some time.
Yeah. I'll go and sit over with Shora.
All right, so we'll go with Persephone first. I assume everybody's going to have something that they want to do during this time, but since Persephone spoke first, after a while...
yeah, I'm not going to interrupt that. Like, I'm not going to take her away from that and wait till it dies down naturally.
All right. Very well. It doesn't really die down. She eventually just comes and sits somewhere, and the kids all sit around her, and they're all like, "Can I touch you?" And she's like, "Yes, you can." And they touch him. "Oh, it feels good. Why is that thing on your face? That's my nose." And just asking questions. "Can we ride you?" I don't think so. Persephone?
Yeah, so as soon as I hear that, I walk up and I say, "Children, she's small, but she's a mighty warrior, and she has been fighting and needs to rest, but she'll be here in the morning."
"You've got a lute. Do you play?"
"I do."
"Will you play us a song?"
"Absolutely." And so I have Lulu sit on my
"Something about the
shoulder.
Hell Riders?"
I play the Song of Elturel.
"What's she singing?" "I don't know." I'm assuming you're singing it in Elvish.
Yes, but maybe when I start to get that they want to hear the words, the best I can, I start
You
to
start to translate. Okay.
English or Common into Elvish.
I
The
bet
Shermer
Rhea knows the
version.
words.
Sure. Yes, indeed. It doesn't rhyme, but make a performance check.
Oh, God. 13.
13. It's within your ability to do without too much trouble. Every now and then when you have to think a bit more about what you're saying, you play a few more chords and vamp managing to weave it together in a way, and they watch you rap it. And you sing the story, and when you're done,
Look, there's a Hell Rider over there.
one of them points, and Rhea is sort of standing in the corner with her arms folded.
Do you know the story?
One of them says to you, Tess.
The story of the Hell Riders? Is that, Sean, is that not the story of the song?
This song is a bit. It does touch on it, but it has more to do with current events than it does with the past.
So, refresh my memory, would Persephone know the story of the Hell Riders?
You heard a bit of it from Rhea.
Okay. Then I say a bit.
Do you tell the story?
Yeah.
So you begin, and as you start the story, the children all sit around you, looking up at you with wide eyes, and you feel a soft presence on your shoulder. And as you take a breath to speak, Lulu begins.
It was over a century past that the great troubles began. Fiends roamed the land all around Elturel. There was great destruction. Cattle slaughtered, homes razed, and people killed or dragged away to a terrible fate. There was a lot of fear everywhere. The city had a large cavalry, and they rode, trying to defend the city, killing as many as they could, but so many died. They were not equipped correctly. For every fiend they destroyed, it seemed as though two more appeared. So, the ruler of Elturel, the High Rider, asked his people to pray to the gods for aid. And aid came. A mighty angel entered the city. Her name was Zariel, which means companion of light. And she was glorious. The prayers of Elturel had been heard, and help had come. Zariel located the gate through which the fiends were entering the natural world. And she declared that she would lead the cavalry into Avernus, destroying the infernal host that was massing there, striking a great blow against the forces of darkness. She said, "It is time to stand. I can no longer watch as the forces of evil run unchecked. Who will stand with me against the will of hell?" And the call went out for those who would ride for glory, and they came. And Zariel trained them and showed them how to fight. And the High Riders sent out the riders of Elturel, now numbering many thousands, with Zariel at their head. With a great cry, through the gate we went, tearing through devils, demons, like song through air. It was glorious. We were glorious. But something went wrong. Something happened. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember. Why don't I remember?
It's okay, Lulu. You were there.
I was there. I was there. I was there. I was there. Persephone, I was there. I remember. I was there. How was I there? I was very important. I did something very important. I don't remember. Persephone.
You just remembered so much just now. That's okay.
She buries her head in your cloak and cries.
And
And
I
all
just
the
kinda
children are watching
tuck her
her
in.
just. Rhea is standing, just her mouth agape, watching this.
I continue to play my lute just comfortingly and hum, kind of hoping that calms Lulu a little bit.
It does. Eventually, she stops crying, and you feel long breaths rise and fall. She appears to be asleep.
And I go like this to the kids and point.
They all nod. One of the girls is. All right. Anything else you wanted to do, Persephone?
No, I will play a Song of Rest. It doesn't do any good because we're all going to get all the but just in
Right.
case it helps any of the other survivors.
All right. Off to Jax, who I believe had something he wanted to do.
Yeah, he goes and sit next to Shora. And just, are you doing all right? How's my mouse?
He's good.
Oh, good. Are you hungry?
Yes.
I found this ration in Falkrunn's bag earlier. Here we go. And I'll give her a ration.
Thank you. Do you really just call him Mouse?
Oh, you can call it what you want. What name would you call him? Or
He
her?
reminds me of my little brother. Can I call him that?
Of course you can.
They're dead, aren't they?
Yes,
My mom, my dad, my brother.
yes. I'm your family now if you like.
You're not very big.
I know, but I'm an imp slayer. I'm very brave.
You are.
I've got to wear my hood
Why doesn't anyone like you?
because I'm a goblin.
It's a goblin.
Well, we're goblins.
Can I be a goblin?
Well, we could get some paint and we could paint you green, but your nose is not very pointy and your teeth are not very sharp.
Will my nose get pointy?
Oh, look at the other humans. Well,
Some of them have somewhat pointy noses.
she's got a bit of a pointy nose. You don't have to
Is
be
she
a
a goblin?
goblin. You don't have to be a goblin to be my
Well, if you're
family.
my family now, don't you think we should be a goblin?
Maybe I could be human one day, but that's a bit too cliche, you know?
What does that mean?
I've got no idea.
Jax, you spend some time with Shora, and eventually you probably, I assume, you do a little bit of a once around the tombs, checking things out.
Yeah, I can do. I can walk around with her. Obviously, he's got his
Right.
hood up. I don't like my hood being up, but I don't want to scare people.
That's a good idea.
As you pass the fountain that is still burbling with water, with your passive perception so high, there's no way you can miss the fact that there is a panel along the edge of the floor, right at the base of the fountain. There is something up with it.
Oh, what's this do? I'm going to tinker with it.
Please don't disturb the fountain.
I'm not.
says Feria.
I might be able to fix it.
It's working fine.
Can I have a look? I won't touch it.
Look.
I'll have a closer look. I've got glasses, you know. They make me see clearer. Oh, you have got a pointy nose. She could be a goblin.
She's looking around for one of your companions.
I'm actually.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm actually at the fountain. I was taking a moment to pray and was actually going to fill my wineskin with some of the water as well.
All right.
And so I overhear this interchange and be like, I trust you. Jax is, when necessary, mostly harmless. So,
unless you're an imp.
He's very good at killing imps.
Should I check her shadow?
All right. Make a persuasion check, Falkrunn. Make an investigation check with advantage, Jax.
I always do.
Oh, I did double click it. Hang on.
Oh, man.
Dirty
No, please step away. Please, he mustn't disturb the water. It's been blessed. If he touches it, I'm sure it will be ruined.
No, of course.
Jax, with your 20, just without even approaching, you can tell just by looking at it. There's a secret door at the base of this fountain.
In the water?
No, outside of the water.
Oh, look. Oh, Falkrunn. You're not going to see it, are you? You can't find any doors. There's a door here.
What? There's a door, Jax?
Well, of course.
Preposterous. Step away.
There's a door.
No, of course. Of course. No, he's of course.
I find doors all the time. Look, there's one over there. There's one here.
Are you sure, Jax?
She's staring at you with her arms crossed. She holds up this this ridiculous mace. This thing. It looks like she took it off of like maybe a sign that said, buy a mace or something like that. It looks like it's just like all she has to do is pop the top and it'll just fall off. But she's holding it threateningly. She's trembling a little bit.
Honestly, it wouldn't
Good
take
morning,
long.
you. It's been a long week.
Why don't you hold this?
And I'll pass her my candle.
Pass who?
Pass the lady my candle.
You pull out your candle and darkness just appears all around you and she screams.
I'll open the door.
Immediate silence fills the entire room.
It's okay.
Jax, put the candle back. Put the candle back.
I put the candle back, but
Jack,
I open
be
the door.
nimble. Jack, be quick.
I open the door
Jack,
first.
put out that candlestick.
And then I put the candle
So then I go ahead. Jax, just promise me you're not going to go near the door.
I was going to say, I put the candle away, but I open the door first.
All right, make a thieves' tool check. At disadvantage because you have to do this very quickly.
I can do that as a rogue, though.
You can.
Do I need to do a disadvantage? Is it? I could do it.
And then Sean,
well, can you do it like as a bonus action?
Yeah, as a rogue.
You can use thieves' tools. You can use thieves' tools as a bonus action. All right. No, not a disadvantage then.
Oh, that was a.
I know that thieves. The thief.
Is it? I can't remember. I mean,
it's the thief subclass that can do that. You're a scout.
Again. But yeah, 13.
It's not quite enough to open this. You're sure you can do it if you just have the time, but to just in the split second that you have the darkness up to just you're not able.
Oh,
to
sorry.
Right.
Would you like this? No. It could keep you safe. It could keep people safe.
It was so dark. What? It's magic. He's evil. He must.
No.
It's not. It's a candle.
She is about to have a full-on panic attack. How do you keep this from happening?
So, I go ahead.
The rest of you also are now becoming aware of the fact that there's and Enjamin begins to put his head around and he has a pike and he looks around. He says, "Everything all right in here?"
Of course. My friend was he's a very curious creature, and he sometimes gets him into a spot of bother.
I found a door.
Jax, Jax, sit right there. Right there.
Right
on
here,
that
okay.
spot. Sit right there on that spot and don't move. All right? Stay right there. All right? I'm going to have a talk with this nice lady. And then we're going to talk. All right? But you stay right there.
Come on, Shora, sit down. Let's have.
Thank you.
Shora says, I'm a goblin.
Now
All
go
right, what
ahead.
do you say to Feria? Falkrunn?
I see the weariness in your eyes. And I know,
No idea.
I know what it is to give your life to the care of others. I know that ache in your heart. And I'm here to tell you that you are doing the right thing.
3
And that
people
is
have
to-
died, you know.
I know. People die. That is the hardest thing that we will endure in this lifetime. But you are doing the right thing.
So tired.
Would you like to rest? I shall stand.
I promised the High Duke that I would take care of all of these people.
I know.
How could I possibly?
I know. And you won't be able to take care of them if you're not able to care for yourself. So, in this time, I will watch over the people while you get some rest.
Make a persuasion check
Dear God.
Meanwhile,
with advantage.
I say to Shora.
That was a good speech.
Shora,
Good.
I learned all my big words from Falcon.
Oh, I can speechify like a champ, but by God, when it comes to rolling,
We'll say that you get inspiration, and then as you were making this speech, you somehow gained guidance as well. So 12 and a 13.
What's the proficiency bonus though, or the skill bonus?
So I rolled a 12 and a nat 1. So
you take the 12, but what's your bonus on the skill?
So I'll take the 12. What's that?
What's your bonus on the skill?
Oh, my bonus on the skill is absolute goose egg nothing.
All right, roll a d4.
To descend Persephone.
Yeah. Why? Oh, why I don't play a bard? I'll never know. All right. So.
Hey!
Hey,
There we go. There we go.
That clears the DC, and she nods, and she wanders away, somewhat in shock. Just, yes, I must rest. I must have strength to care for the people. Thank you. What was your name?
Jax.
Falkrunn.
Oh.
And that's Jax.
You will see to it that he doesn't disturb the water.
Absolutely.
I will
You
not touch
disturb
the water.
She wanders off, clutching this leather-bound tome and her very fancy and useless mace. She finds a bedroll.
Sure you don't want
Now-
that candle.
Now what do you do?
Once I make sure that she is okay, I go back to Jax and say, all right, Jax,
That went well.
show me the door.
That's right here.
What does it do?
It's a door, Falcon.
No, I mean,
It
like, where do
opens.
you think? Where does it go? You know, there are times.
He's a very intelligent goblin.
You know, there are times when I feel like I'm the goblin in these scenarios. All right. All right. So, can you get it open?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do it in the dark.
Well, all right.
Make a thieves' tool checks if you wish to open the secret door.
So that's sleight of hand, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that should be...
No, it's actually thieves' tools. You can't actually roll with the D20 thing. You can't actually roll the thing. So what you need to do is, do you have expertise
I don't
in
have
thieves' tools?
expertise, no.
All right, so then just roll a.
So my sleight of hand then.
You do have the thieves' tool skill though.
Yeah.
You are proficient. Okay, so just roll a D20, add your dexterity and your proficiency modifier.
So basically, it's just like sleight of hand then.
Yeah, just like sleight of hand. Yeah, that is another way you could do it.
Do I get advantage? I don't need it. 26.
You don't.
26.
Oh, yeah.
There's a... You open a door at the top of which it... as you remove it, you pull it out from the fountain, and then it slides down into a channel. And as it does, you see a 2 foot by 2 foot wide square, the base of this fountain, with a ladder going down.
Told you. I am very
You told me.
perceptive.
Oh, I'd never have found it, so.
Obviously.
Well, I mean, what do your goblin senses smell? Is there anything?
Well, I haven't washed ever, so I'll down there. Oh, let me have a look.
And I'll have a sniff down below.
All right.
Smells like a ladder.
The air smells at the same time fresher and also fouler than fresher in that you don't smell all of the scent of unwashed bodies, but fouler in that you're getting more of that smell of brimstone.
Brimstone?
From when you've been out, before when you were out in Elturel. Whenever you walked, there was a sort of a scent to brimstone, that sort of thing.
Shall I take a look?
So, Sean, from this, so does it look like it connects to the fountain at all, or is it just like
it looks like a ladder and a passage that is literally underneath the fountain? You take a look in, and you look in. It looks like it's a passageway leading to the north. The ladder goes down about 10 feet, and then there is a very narrow and small passageway leading to the north.
Can I see when was the last time someone come down here?
Make a survival check.
Oh, I can do that. Oh, 12.
You put your hand on the ladder and you remove it, and it's very thick with dust. And you look and you see your handprint and no others.
At least 5 years.
Well, that's very specific, Jax, but I trust you. You know what you're doing. All right, so tell you what, if you seal this back up, can you unlock it again, or will it?
It's a door, Falkrunn. Of course I can.
What's a door?
Well, it usually has hinges, and you can open it. Some of them have locks. Some of them have keyholes.
All right. Well, I think we should tell the others about this. This may be a path to get us to where we're trying to go. But so, don't unlock it, but we'll check it out in a moment. All right.
Was there anything in there that says don't go down there?
Don't go down there.
You did not see any reason not to go down there, Jax.
Who was that just whispered to me?
Jax, did you hear that voice?
Your
the voice that you were saying, hey, you should do it. You should go down.
Yeah.
Was that you? Was that you, Shara?
It's like
Shara?
Kronk with the with the
All
devil
right.
and the angel.
So we will leave that for the time being.
No, he's got a point.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to do?
So just quickly, massive thank you for the bits that will just come in. Thank you very much, guys.
Cool.
I'm going to use the Stone of Transference to change the Staff of Adornment to my bow. And once I have made that transfer, I will put my holy symbol to float around my bow.
All right. So, like an ion stone, this medallion of the Platinum Dragon is slowly floating around the top of your bow. As you put it on your back, it stays floating. Whenever you take it away, it changes orientation to always be sort of like a gyroscope, to always be floating however you move your bow. No matter how fast you move your bow, this thing stays right with it. You have 2 more slots.
4 things. I don't have anything to put. It's just adornment, right? It's just for fancy.
Just for fancy.
Then
Or to be able to grab something in a moment's notice.
Oh, that's cute.
Like a
Okay.
healing potion or something?
Question, DM. Is that only work on a weapon? Can I use a magical item to transfer to a weapon?
The transference only works on weapons.
Right, okay. If I
So
throw the
now
acorn,
that that's
is that
happened-
classed as a weapon?
Melee weapons.
Yes. Yes. Melee. The only reason why it's working on this bow is because
It's quarter
this
staff.
bow can also be used as a melee weapon. Do you replace the enchantment on the staff? Do you put anything on the enchantment on the staff? I guess you don't have anything
I
ready.
don't have anything. I have no magic items.
So you sit there and you concentrate for an hour, and as you do, the pink stone begins to glow a deeper and deeper red, and finally, it's so red it's like a coal. And at the moment when you think it can't possibly get any redder, there's a pulse, and then it goes back to being pink, and you are holding the staff, and there's no noticeable difference, but somehow you can feel that it's been diminished. And you hold your bow, and your bow feels empowered. Anything else, Rhimb?
I will spend the rest of the time praying.
All right. Anything in particular?
Prayer of thanks and asking for protection for the people down here.
Very well. Silas.
Going to minister to the various people. I don't have medicine as a proficiency, and I don't have any healing ability, but I'm just going to go around telling them that things look bad, but it will be all right, and generally trying to help people out. And that's it.
Great. Einjamin watches you as you do this, and when you have a moment, he comes walking up to you. Thank you. I did much the same thing when I was first here. God, how many days has it been? Do you know the date?
Do I know the date?
Probably.
I tell him the date.
Very good. 10 days. I wanted to go with the High Duke or Grand Duke or whatever, but someone needed to stay here. Someone... If they come, I won't be able to stop them, but it at least lets everybody feel more at ease, I suppose.
And what did bring you here? Einjamin, was it?
Einjamin.
Einjamin, what did bring you here to Elturel?
Would you believe? I was looking for my brother. Been searching for him for some time, and I'd heard tales of this holy city, Elturel. I thought, well, if there's a holy city, my brother will be there. But never found him.
A priest of Torm? Your brother?
And then some.
Hmm. And did you find him at all, or any word of him?
No word. But city grew on me, so I decided to stick around. I thought about trying to become a hell rider, but terrible with horses, so that kind of put the kibosh on that, I suppose. How about you? Why are you all here? I mean, are you from Elturel? That's not my impression.
No, we're not from Elturel. Some of us are from Baldur's Gate.
Oh, you've come for the Duke then? That makes sense.
Not exactly.
I mean, he leans in close. don't know how much longer I can pretend that we're not all doomed. Look at where we are. How could there possibly be hope? I mean, we've all got to die sometime.
Sometimes, Benjamin, I have found that when everything seems darkest, it might be that you just need to open your eyes and see the light.
You sound like my brother.
I'm no priest.
No, I can see that.
But if your brother spoke kind words, then perhaps he's not a bad guy.
Oh, no, he was never a bad guy. Just an older brother. I'm sorry, I don't mean to... Sometimes it's a touchy subject, but I noticed your ears. You don't happen to be one of those that doesn't have to sleep, do you?
I am.
Wait. Oh, that's fantastic. There's another fellow, and he points, and there's a fellow standing by the rubble who's wearing armor of just a typical town guard that's just far too big for him, standing there, holding a pike, looking at the rubble, sort of shaking a little bit. He says, that's my relief. He stabbed a pig once, I think. Do you think perhaps you could take a few hours? Exhausted.
I would be glad to. I recently, being down here, I feel it's doing something for me, being in hell. Strange as that may sound. When I look around, I feel somehow this is where I'm meant to be. Somewhere, someone's looking for me down here. But I don't think she'll like what she finds.
Sounds like an interesting story.
It's a terrible story. It's a story of what someone might do for their friends.
You're a man of deep contradictions, sir. But to be perfectly honest, I don't care. You're just...
tell me,
just a
Angelin,
few hours.
have you ever done something? Have you ever made a deal when it was needed?
You're talking about the voices, right? The devils. Always wanted to make a deal. Sometimes what they offer doesn't sound half bad. Just keep telling myself that when someone who has all the power is trying to offer you something for your own good, they're probably setting out to swindle you in some way. Just the law of mercantilism, I think.
And have you made any deals yourself, Benjamin?
Been too busy.
Been here 10 days.
Every devil I've seen, I've tried to kill.
Well, don't kill that one. And I point at Jax. He may act devilish, but he's a good sort.
Your dragonborn friend said that he was magically enhanced somehow, like not a normal goblin. That's true, right?
It is.
Right, good. Well then, to be perfectly honest, I was so happy to see more sword arms that I would have let you in if you had, I don't know, a beholder with you.
I pray that you never encounter a beholder.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm not even quite sure what they are, but I've heard they're bad. I've got to sleep. Thank you. Silas, right?
Yes, Einjamin. Did you have a family name, Einjamin?
Shalmorn.
Shalmorn. Cheers.
Silas, that's a strange name for an elf. Well, thank you very much.
What is your brother's name that if I encounter him?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. No? I'll be on the lookout.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
I go tell the tired-looking guy with the shaky spear that
Aemir, son of... It reminds me of someone out of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I will die as one of them.
Yeah. Can rest.
He's like that old guy who shoots the arrow at the beginning of the battle.
Oh,
Yes.
He's the young kid, you know. I thought it was a girl at first, but his voice obviously clearly hasn't broken.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
This is a good
Hummel,
sword.
my lord, son of Hummel. And you're like,
That's it.
good on you,
Looks over,
kid.
he's like, What? What do you want? What do you want? And you relieve the guard. Right. Well, you are now standing guard, Silas. And you did lie when you said you didn't need sleep. Right? Yeah, got it. Okay. By the way, I did put Nicholas in there because I didn't want to do it without your permission, but so there is that. Now we'll move on to Typhon.
Typhon will just make his way slowly through the crowd, sort of subtly intermingling, just trying to see if indeed the entire Raven Guard retinue left, or if there are some left behind, or if anyone, as he paces through these groups, if anything comes to attention.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Natural 20 for a 20.
Interesting.
What is
Ooh.
happening?
Ooh. That is the DM contemplation
as
face.
you walk around, you do not notice any trappings of either Baldur's Gate, Flaming Fist, the retinue of the Grand Duke. However, you do get the feeling that you're being watched. And as you move around, you set up a couple of circumstances where you lean over to adjust someone, you put a hand on someone, and you're using a little bit of your healing skills here and there to help out with some wounds that have not been healing very well. And there is a strikingly beautiful blonde woman watching you as you make your way around. She's trying to not be seen doing it, but she has not beaten your natural 20.
It's obvious that she's trying to
She's
trying
very
to
skilled,
conceal.
very skilled at the concealment, but you know what to look for.
Yeah. Interesting. I will use just I will set up and kind of sit down, lean my back against maybe one of the sarcophagi or something, and pull out my spell book and practice through the arcane gestures of some of my spells. And while I do that, take count of my components and pull out a little bit of a wire and ring it between my fingers. And
She is approaching. She's got a
Oh.
limp.
got it.
She's limping over to you.
Oh, okay. She is approaching.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to. And I will say.
You really should find some better footwear. Your ankles never seem to hold up to these falls.
She freezes as she was opening her mouth, and you could see she had some kind of crazy accent that she was about to do or something, and she stops mid vocalization. It's like, was it that obvious?
It was the last double take that gave you away. Yes, that was me. Have a seat.
Right, well. Excuse me, my lord. I saw you ministering to the others, and I seem to have hurt my ankle. Do you suppose you could look at it?
She sits down next to you and she pulls up her skirt, revealing a shapely calf, and raises an eyebrow. Reminds me of the night we met.
Quite. This time I think we've both fallen a bit further than expected.
Well, I'll see you pun and raise you one more. What the hell are you doing here, Typhon? Please don't tell me you came for me.
Don't flatter yourself. You were only factored into the decision.
You came for me.
He simply shrugs with a toothy grin. The limp is fake, right?
Of course it's fake. Well, it was a ruse to come over and see if you recognized me, but apparently it didn't need it. But my question still stands. You are literally the last person I expected to see here. How? Why?
Well, things have taken an unexpected turn in Baldur's Gate, as it were. It's time for the Night Surgeon to close his shop. Become something else.
She raises an eyebrow. She says, well, I would be sorry to hear that, except for the fact that I doubt we'll ever see it again.
And why do you say that? You know what I know. The Vantampurs, etc.
Why, we have been busy. Well,
good. Well, I believe there's a chance it could be stopped. Slight, but everything that's been set in motion. Perhaps I'm just riding this stream to another waterfall and plunge to my doom, but I don't think so. You see, I feel more powerful than ever. My allies around me, their dedication, their resilience is growing immensely. Something is going to happen here, and I will be a part of it. I will have my hand in it. They will be grateful. And
do you expect to get paid or something? I mean,
perhaps.
Typhon, don't you think we ought to be looking for a way out? She raises an eyebrow. Out.
Perhaps.
I'm glad to hear you say that. It just so happens that I might know of a way out of here. Out of Avernus.
The best second story woman in Baldur's Gate indeed. Tell me your egress plan.
All right, well, I've learned of a certain apothecary. Slightly more upscale than yours, I'm afraid. More of a potion shop. interested,
Go on.
it's called Lelizier's Elixir, I think. And it's not far. But, of course, too dangerous for one person to go alone, even Baldur's Gate's best second story girl. But with your help, I think we could make it. Beneath it, there's a teleportation circle. Interested?
Yes.
Good.
But you see, the work here is not yet done. The out isn't so simple. I'm not finished with this place.
Oh, well, excuse me, but I am.
And I
So-
will see you out of this place. That I promise you. But, as I said, I have my hands on something.
What? What could possibly be so important that you wouldn't want to leave with me? You're not the only one who's gotten powerful, Silas. Being down here, there are certain deals to be made.
Have you partaken?
Perhaps.
The price?
Nothing important.
Can you be so certain?
Oh, quite. Of course, all they want is your soul. That's their end game. But there are many steps before that is required. Ways to get around certain clauses. Most of them are quite willing to help once you get past all of the They're so desperate for us, Silas. Excuse me, Typhon. Oh, Silas.
And you have just tricked them into lowering the price?
I wouldn't say tricked. It was very sternly negotiated.
Pain of death?
Something like that. But watch this. And she holds up her hand, looks around, and snaps her fingers, and a dagger appears in her hand. It has lines of bright orange flame, sort of like looking at magma below where it's cooled on the top, and you can see the cracks in it, and along the length of the blade, you see all that glows slightly. She snaps her finger again, goes away. I never thought I'd ever be able to do anything like that. Very useful, but not useful enough. I've got protection out in the city, but only from the devils. There are other things. That's where I need your help. You would really help me to escape and not come with me. Typhon, this is hell. With each passing moment, this entire city is drawn closer to the surface. It's only a matter of time. You've seen the visions. The Lord of Avernus. She wants every soul here. You've got to escape. How can you not see that? But what is so important? What is worth doing that would keep you here? Is it the bard? She's awfully pretty.
No, I don't think. No. I don't think she wants anything to do with me. None of them see me as anything more than a back alley butcher.
But then that's their loss. I see you, Typhon. And I want to keep seeing you. Let's go. Let's find this potion shop. Let's find the circle and leave. They can come too.
How many times can it be used?
Like that, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I would see you out if that is what you intend, but Islin, you know that I play the long game.
Yes, the long, well thought out, boring, and inevitably successful game. But there is no time for that. Not here, not now. You're in, she grabs you by the arm, hell. I didn't have a choice, but I'm assuming you did. So fine. You found me. You've rescued me. Let's go.
Not yet.
Well, tomorrow will you come with me?
I will. As I said. But I have greater opportunity here. This is the moment I waited for. The grand shift that never seemed to happen with the guild as the families mingled and commingled in Baldur's Gate as the guild took little things and shifted the power ever so slightly. This is a cosmic shift, rattling the very fabric of reality, and if we can come out on top of it, Islin, the
That
possibilities are
colossal
unfathomable.
sized if, Typhon. But suit yourself, I suppose. Oh, my ankle, it's all better. Thank you, my lord. She winks, steps away, stands up, looks down at you with sort of a puzzled look on her face. Just when I thought I know you. And she steps away.
Take care of yourself and put in a good word for me with the benefactor. And he will go back to studying his spellbook.
And that is that. Anybody else have anything they wish to do? That's a lot of nope. Whoop, whoop. All
Sean,
right.
Sean, in the time left, would it be possible to use the Stone of Transference again to give Persephone a +1 rapier?
Is that how that works? Do you have to like
There-
have it on the weapon?
No. So the Stone of Transference, you have to concentrate for an hour with it. You have to have a magic weapon, and then the other weapon has to be of a fine quality. And then you can transfer the magic properties to the
Right.
other melee weapon.
That's right.
It's like you're taking the spirit of the enchantment and moving it from
Yeah,
one
and
weapon
moving
to
it
the
to a
next.
different weapon.
Yeah, it's basically it's a contrivance that allows everybody to have, to a limited degree, the same sort of ability that that other classes have. However, if you do that, now that an hour has passed, that Rhimb has used it, some time has passed, you will be in danger of not getting your full rest if you do that.
Okay, I'll wait till the.
So in the next full rest, or the next short rest, if they're
Short
all
rest,
healed
yeah.
up, right?
Okay.
But the next hour of nothing, we'll make a note that should happen. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
could be scary if we're seen using that out in the open around here. Who knows? Who might walk up on it?
Point. All right. So you all find rest. You regain everything that you have coming to you. You have dinged level 6. And now, although there's no way to know down here, a new day has dawned. What do you want to do? Conscription Group 14.
This may not be Oh, go ahead. You first.
No, I imagine we all gather together, yes?
Before we do that, I'm actually going to do something relatively foolish. I'm going to go to the druid now that I'm rested, and I'm going to use all 6 of my spell slots to cast Goodberry 6 times. And I'm going to give them to the druid to distribute to all the hungry people.
All right, that's really cool. Can you make sure that... Can you take another look at Goodberry and make sure that you're able to have multiple versions of it up at once? I think I'm likely to allow it, since you're using all of your spell slots to feed the masses. It's pretty cool. So it's a moot point, but I am curious.
He just wanted to one-up me because I was talking to them. He had to go and use magic to heal them, just to show that I can't heal them. That's all.
Just going around as you talk and minister to each person. Rhimb comes up behind you and gives them.
He walks behind me and he's like,
"Shh." My understanding of the spell is that I know I can reuse the same sprig of mistletoe, and I can use upper level spell slots to cast a lower level.
Yeah,
spell.
you can. Yeah, you can. I mean, casting. But that's how cast. I just want to make sure that it's not like once you've cast it once, then if you cast it again, the berries that you cast, it goes away.
They're different berries.
All right.
That's my understanding. Unless anybody else has.
No. It should say in like the spells.
Yeah. Well, like I said, even if for whatever reason that is not permissible, I'm going to permit it because that's a really cool thing. Cool way
you
to
can
use
stock
it.
them up. It's cool.
Yeah,
you can.
Really
I think
cool way to
definitely deserves.
They only last for a certain amount of time, but there are definitely enough people here to eat all that you are able to make.
Right.
Definitely deserves inspiration, I would say. Definitely. You
know what?
That's an inspiring moment.
It's all good. I'm going to be useless in battle, but I am too moved by the...
S'il vous plaît, n'est-ce pas?
So, as Rhimb does that, he finishes. Seldarine is incredibly grateful. His eyes are wide. He says, with this and with what I can do, we should be able to feed everyone for the first time in I don't know how long. Thank you.
Keep hope.
Are you staying?
We are going to look for the Duke.
All right. Well, thank you, and good luck.
What are we gonna eat?
We're gonna do like Mickey Mouse in the Christmas Carol, where we're gonna
Jax is watching all the berries go.
Slice the good berry and take a little slice.
I'm gonna hold Shora's hand and I'm gonna take her up for the queue.
Right.
Just as a quick question, DM. Everybody's talking about the Duke, the Grand Duke, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
Who was that guy that we met? That when we were in the mansion.
Oh, Thaddeus Krieg. That's
Krieg.
the High Overseer of Elturel.
Grand Duke is my uncle.
The Grand Duke is the Grand Duke of, and it's as you are discussing this, it is a somewhat, not necessarily odd, unless you really know the Grand Duke. Baldur's Gate and Elturel have long been rivals, And the whole reason why the Grand Duke was coming to Elturel in the first place was to try and find some sort of diplomatic solution. It was not going to be a friendly meeting per se. It was going to be a long, contentious negotiation, which might have been fruitless. But apparently, while he was here and Elturel was drawn into hell, he is... You hear people speaking of his name, speaking about him reverently, and discussing how brave he is and how they were rescued. And the only reason why they're standing here in this area, why they were able to come to this place, is because the Grand Duke was leading a large retinue of his around house to house, gathering people and bringing them to this area. If you mention Thavius Krieg, you see, oh yes, the High Overseer. I'm sure he's hard at work trying to help us. They all have a very high opinion of the High Overseer too, but he's not nearly mentioned with the same amount of fervor as the Grand Duke is.
And then there's the Grand Duke that is related to Persephone here in our party.
That is they're one and the same.
And has no one recognized her?
No.
Well, it's a really...
it's a tale of two cities.
He's not famous.
It's a tale of two cities.
He's not famous.
Yeah, so
well,
she's big in Japan.
Well,
Right.
well, and like...
I'm huge in Guadalajara.
It's her aunt, her dad's sister married him. So, like, she's met him, like, twice.
No, it's further than that. It's actually your dad's cousin married him.
Yes.
That's right.
Sorry.
Yep, you are as close. You're close with Shastra, but the stations kept you apart. But it was like one of those things. Whenever you got together, you were like, "We're on the same wavelength. We would probably be close if we ever hung out."
If
we
she
didn't
wasn't
live-
slumming it, like doing, counterculture plays and things.
Right.
If she wasn't,
Yeah.
being deplorable.
Right.
That
So-
hurts.
What all do you do? What do you discuss? What is your plan?
In the morning, I actually had a thought I'd want to discuss with Persephone. We'll say that there is a very delicate matter that could use your persuasive touch. I don't know if all the people here are natives to Elturel. And I imagine that in banding together, there may be some temptation to, consolidate power of faith. And we know that this creed resolute that they swear is cursed. Indeed, that the souls of those who swear it are condemned. Zariel's, in fact. If there's a way you can do so delicately, I would suggest that we somehow let these people know that if there would be any swearing of the Creed Resolute here, that it be stopped. That no more souls be claimed by Fabius's deception. Do you understand?
I do. Short of a speech to everyone, I have no idea how I could make that happen.
Well, your speeches are quite effective, though I think a speech informing everyone that their souls are now forfeit, well, it's hard to imagine even you pulling something like that off. Perhaps speaking to the clerics themselves, letting them know of the situation.
Out of game, can you clarify exactly what the swearing and the...
Yeah, so we learned that the people of Elturel, when they... part of their society is swearing the Creed Resolute, which is all tied up to the companion and stuff, and saved them from undead scare, blah, 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 blah. Kept the city holy and such. It's, like Elturel citizenship, Creed Resolute. But when they swore it, Thavius Krieg signed a deal with Zariel that anyone who swears the Creed Resolute is their soul belongs to Zariel now. So
Very good. That's absolutely right. when
And
you
so
discovered
that's
when you
happened
discovered what was in
regardless.
when you discovered what
that-
was in the box back in Corcoran's lab. You read all that, and it said those who are sworn to defend Elturel also are now there. So all of Elturel and everyone who's sworn to defend it, and all of its denizens are forfeit to Zariel if she wishes. So that includes the Creed Resolute, which is this just swearing that you will serve Elturel and you will defend it to the best of your ability.
And the idea is to not have any more people do that.
I don't even know if that would be a thing that would happen, but just in
Yeah.
case, it might save
Sure.
a few people, and that maybe the clergy should know that the head.
Well, there's only one clergy member here other than Falkrunn.
And it's the druid or
Varia.
No, it's Faria, the woman with the faux.
With
Scared the crap out
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though she looks haggard. Well, what do you think, Persephone? I want to prevent any further falling, but maybe causing a panic would be worse. It could well be that even if one or two more souls are claimed by Zariel, that it is, well, the idea is to save the lot of them, right? So
It is. I hate to think of letting one more person ignorantly make that pledge, but I can't imagine if I were them stuck in hell, finding out that my soul was forfeit, I would give up.
So we let them go on, as they are, clinging
now.
to a false hope, but at least it's a hope.
For now.
Agreed. Well,
Difficult situation.
Says Lulu, who comes up from under your cape. Her nose is underneath her chin, sort of stroking. It's a very strange look now that I think about it. This trunk sort of...
Looks like she's feeding herself then.
Yeah, she's...
Though Persephone gets a little bit of an idea, and she kind of holds up her finger and walks over
Like that?
to like this, just like this, and then she walks over to the clergy woman with the mace, whose name I've forgotten.
Feria.
Vandria. And using the best of her charming ability, says, it occurs to me that we are in a new place. This is not the Elturel that we've always known. Things and words and sayings and promises mean different things down here. Let's not take any risks with that and any of the citizens. Contracts and things like that mean more down here, and they mean different things.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. And she holds up this leather-bound book, quite large, this tome that she's been looking around. She says, "This, I managed to save it from the cathedral before part of it was destroyed. The Creed Resolute. Here it is. Everyone
And-
sworn to defend Elturel. I will guard it with my life."
And let's wait to do any more Creed Resolutes, just in case something down here taints it.
Oh,
We don't know.
that didn't occur to me. You think that would actually happen?
I've never been to hell, but it occurred to me and my friends, and so we think that might be good advice.
But I hadn't intended to. I don't think anybody has any ink. And there's a ceremony. Although perhaps the ritual would provide. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I will ask the Grand Duke when he returns. But
We're going to look for him, but
that's excellent. Excellent. I'm sorry. I was quite distracted and rude yesterday. I'm better today.
there's no
Grand
need
Duke.
to apologize.
2 days ago, the Grand Duke and a number of his retainers, men with him, some of them from Baldur's Gate, I believe, and others that he just collected in the town as he was rescuing people. They left for the Elturel cemetery. It's the largest one in the city. He had heard that in the catacombs underneath there was some artifact, something that was supposed to be of great power that he thought would help us. Some holy relic of Torm's. I admit I recall hearing something about that, but I don't know the details. That he left so quickly, I didn't have a chance to ask. But if it were yesterday, I would say, oh, wait here. I'm sure he'll be back soon. But now that another day has gone by and he hasn't returned, perhaps you should go look for him.
That's why we're here.
Well,
and I sort of nod to her, and I walk back over to Typhon, and I say, nobody else is going to make the Creed Resolute while they're down here.
Good work. Subtle.
all right, what's the plan, yo?
Do we know where this
sorry, that
cemetery
broke immersion a little bit. I apologize.
No. So,
Conscript
would
Group
you-
14, what do you wish to do?
all right. So, are we all met?
Pat, and here is a...
Yeah, I will. 1 second.
Don't forget we have that upper floor that we have not yet explored with crazy voices.
I hand my new sister 3 good berries.
I found this off the druid. I'll give her 3. Don't show anyone though, because they might execute you for being a goblin.
What did you give her?
I give her 3 good
3
berries.
good berries.
He's apparently
I
lifted 3
rolled a
good berries from the druid.
27.
No, don't eat them all now.
She just eats them all.
I'm very full.
I was quite hungry, but it's okay. You
They say one bite can fill the stomach of a man for a full day.
Is there a bathroom?
I'll give her
Vomit it up, it's still good.
my small pocket knife that I've got,
Mhm.
and I'll give her back this huge sapphire size of a human's fist.
Oh no, I want to keep the mouse.
Oh no, you keep the mouse. He's family. But I've heard this sapphire is worth at least 3 gold.
Jesus. Her eyes go wide. She's like,
But don't sell it till I get back. Hide it.
Buy a pie.
We can. But you're gonna stay
sweet
here.
child of summer.
You're gonna stay here, okay? I'll be back.
You're going?
Yeah, these aren't tears. The berries are making my eyes sting.
Oh, you'll be okay. I made some friends, and I like the boys, and Harkina said she'd take care of me.
You stay away from the boys till you're at least 21. Oh, hang on, that's a flashback. Hang on.
You're crossing your streams there, Jax. Real life.
Real life.
too real.
Yeah.
Too real.
I say, don't show anyone that big blue stone, because they will steal it. And if they do, you gut them with that knife.
I will. I'll stick it right in their bum.
That could be very painful. But you stay here with your friends. But we're family now. Me, you, and Mouse, or whatever his name is.
I miss you.
I miss you too. If you
Come
do,
back, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I'm going to go on a little adventure quickly, and I will. Oh, so you be good, okay? And I'll pat her on the head because he doesn't know anything else other than affection-wise. And I will sneak over to that secret door.
All right, roll a stealth check. It would have been easier when everyone was asleep. But you're pretty stealthy.
17.
17.
That'd have to be a pretty high passive perception for any normal person to see him.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I will
There's
say
people
that
walking
Falkrunn-
back and forth and sitting in various places, and you manage to, as people are walking by, you manage to like sneak behind a leg as they walk by, and then do the sort of you'll be standing right there, and two people will walk by, and as they move by, you're no longer there because you're walking alongside one of them, and you make your way over to the fountain. All right. What was that, Falkrunn?
Well, Falkrunn's got a passive perception of 17.
She was picking
Right.
up.
Well, you see.
Yeah, and I'm just watching him sort of make his way across the.
Right. Yep.
And
So
he will quickly
saunter on
open
over to
door.
the fountain, and I go, Jax, what
You're-
are you doing?
Are you actually near me though?
So yeah, he does a sort of intercept as you are having to take the long way around to keep your stealth moving with people. Falkrunn just walks over to the fountain,
Yeah,
and so as you
exactly.
arrive there, thinking, "And no one's seen me," you land there, and Falkrunn is like right there, just looking at you.
Oh, I was just taking a drink, sipping some water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
I'll open the
Looks
door.
like-
Make a thieves still
We
check.
have to.
I
We
remember.
have to tell the others.
Or you go tell the others. Just remember
Jax.
that there's a door here, right here.
Yeah. Yes, I will remember that there's a door. Here.
Yes.
Here. Okay. Yeah,
press
a
the
door
button,
right
it opens.
here.
Roll just because I want to see it. Roll a perception check at advantage with stone cunning.
Oh my god, please double ones.
Please fail.
No, actually, it's going to be an
It's just
investigation check
so
with advantage.
amazing.
Oh, and investigation.
Investigation.
Okay. So let me check what my wonderful. Oh, good. That's a negative. Lovely.
Yep.
All right then. So
I got to
So-
see it.
that'll be the first roll.
It's
No.
added them together.
Oh,
9
no.
or 11.
So I rolled an 8 and a 10.
I was so excited for a second.
I
thought it
know.
was a 20.
Yeah.
No,
You sure
I
did.
was laughing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they go, yeah, I will know that there's a door right
These human constructed buildings,
Here?
Falkrunn,
Is it
They-
here?
they don't know the proper way to make a secret door. A dwarf would have followed all of the rules. But this is just, how could anyone possibly find the door like this? That's the whole point, right?
This is Falkrunn's secret shame. This is actually why she exiled herself to the human city of Baldur's Gate.
Why you drink?
Shall I
Oh,
leave it
man.
open for you?
So
or
sad.
something?
So very sad.
It's like,
Yep. You've even seen the door open and you
Oh.
can't find it.
yeah, no, yeah. No,
Right.
Shall I leave it open for you?
the dice, that would be wise. Yes.
Okay. Could you get off the
Oh,
door
something.
then? I need to open it. You're
What?
standing.
You
on
said it was right here. Fine.
Make a thieves' tools check, Falkrunn.
Oh, do I
Falkrunn.
get advantage
All
this
right,
time?
I'm gonna do it.
Silas, Typhon, Persephone, Jax.
Do I need it
Rhimb.
every
Make
time
a-
I need to open it? Yeah.
Make a check.
Yeah.
19.
All right. So it is opened. While this is happening, the rest of you have gathered. You saw Falkrunn coming over towards you and then saw her walk away, not really knowing what's going on. The rest of you, time to make a plan. Does anybody have, other than Falkrunn, have a passive perception greater than 17? Or 17 or greater?
No.
All right. Well, then you have no idea where Jax is.
And you know that's
Of
bad.
course.
Falkrunn, are you leaving Jax by the fountain? Or are you coming back to the group? Or are you staying there?
All right. So, and like Jax, you're determined to go down into the.
Oh, he's told you to go and get the group.
Oh, like so you're gone. You've already.
No, he says, yeah. Go get the group. I'll leave it open for you.
Yeah, that's what that's what he said. My question to Falkrunn is, did she do that?
Yes, I go get the group.
Okay. So Falkrunn returns to you all, and you are standing in a small group. Rhea comes walking over. So what's the plan?
Jax found a hidden passage that leads to the north. We don't know where it goes. He's already looking into it this morning. So yeah, that's been my current adventure. Would anyone else like to help me go rescue our goblin friend?
But he found it in the catacombs. Here.
Look, yes.
Ray, I take it you have no idea what that might lead to.
Of course not, but that's... Wouldn't that be, I don't know, a point of vulnerability for this place?
Exactly.
I mean, what if he lets something in?
Well, that's why we should definitely make sure he doesn't.
Falkrunn?
What? Look, I told you to take the sword. You didn't do it, so that's on you. All right.
Where is he?
All right. Just down the hole over there. It's right in front of the fountain.
There's a open door there, and Jack's nowhere to be seen. And you see a little girl walking by, looks at it,
What's that?
pointing
And
at this open door.
I tell Lulu, make a distraction and point the opposite direction.
Lulu jumps over you and begins to just fly around, just whee!
Everybody, isn't it a beautiful day? I'm just so happy to have met all of you, all my new friends. Hello, 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 hello.
And she goes around just like everybody. Everybody's like looking up at her as she flies around, creating
And
an
I
amazing
say-
distraction.
Like, if
I
we're
said-
going, this is when we go.
Well played, everyone into the hole.
I
don't
will,
care what it smells like.
I
Get in
will
there.
not fit in that hole.
You will not, Rhimb.
At all?
No.
Nope. No way.
All right, so who will fit?
Everyone's smaller than Rhimb.
Everyone's smaller than Rim.
Rhimb is larger than all of you by a significant amount.
Significant amount. Damn it.
Can't leave Rim.
We've got
I
a dwarf,
told you
we've got
to
a
lose
slender
some
barb,
weight.
we've got a half elf, and we've got whatever Typhon is. You know,
It's that vacation diet. Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, gain some faith.
Oh.
Oh.
I never lost faith. She dumped me. There's a difference.
That's true.
Oh,
all
Can't keep
right.
a woman.
You
All right.
come walking over to the secret door in the midst of all this
Secret
distraction.
tunnel. Secret
secret
tunnel.
tunnel.
Don't let the tunnel get you down. Ah. All right, Jax, you find yourself in a very narrow, dark brick construction from the catacombs, older, and it goes to the north. It's about 6 feet wide, 7 feet tall.
Oh, okay. So it's just the beginning bit that's tight.
Yeah, the hole to get into it is tight. It's wide enough for a normal size to even a large sized human to get down, but not a broad shouldered 20 strength dragonborn.
But once he's down here, he's okay, yeah?
Perhaps.
Okay. I'll climb back up the hole.
Hello, I'm still alive. Oh no.
And I open my bag of holding.
Like, wait as wide as I can. You might want to get in, Rhimb, but you might need to hold your breath.
I won't fit in that either.
Yes, you will.
Well,
I'll make it as wide as I
Technically-
can. They can.
yeah, technically, Rim, you could, but you also might be destroyed.
No,
I
he
don't
just,
think that Rhimb could actually fit
I
into
know,
it.
I run the
It's-
risk. Scales and horny type things and a taily type stuff. I run the risk of destroying it from the inside.
Well, no, that it's a magic item that you couldn't possibly do that.
Oh, really?
However,
Oh, that's good.
fitting into it, it's just the
how much
opening.
does it hold?
It holds quite a bit, but it is a normal sized bag. There are like the haversacks, which are larger, which
Yeah.
could maybe, with a great deal of effort, work in this situation. But the bag of holding will not.
Oh, that was an idea. I am an intelligent.
It
You
was.
could fit in it, no problem.
Whee! Whee!
Oh, poor Lulu.
It's very
your
big down
distraction is running out. What's the plan, folks?
If you need to explore without me, I will wait here.
there. Okay, I'll go back down.
Returned.
All right, you go back down. Anybody following Jax?
Okay, Rhimb, just guard the entrance, and if we'll do a quick reconnaissance, and then be right back. And I pop down the hole.
All right. Falkrunn pops down the hole. Anyone else?
I'll go too.
All right. Persephone, Jax, Falkrunn, Silas.
I want to leave Rhimb behind.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
I was supposed to talk to someone in the morning too, but then this happened.
You can talk to me.
You can talk to me.
Lulu
Oh,
comes
oh,
flying
oh,
around.
oh.
Lulu comes and lands on your shoulder.
Hi, Rhimb. We never talk.
I hold out my palm for her and give her a little gentle rub on her head with my claw and smile.
Nice.
And she begins to talk to you, just incessantly. Everybody's going with Jax? Except for Rhimb?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's everybody but me.
Is that a yes, Typhon?
Sure. This is very. I'm leaning towards no, but I don't want to necessarily separate the party. I don't know what to do.
Well, then don't. I mean, you.
No, I'll stay.
If you're
I'll
leaning
stay.
towards no,
We're just
Yeah.
we're just cutting some excess weight.
This is
Don't
bizarre.
think of it as splitting the party.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
all right. Down you
think of
go.
it as a slight foray into a really terrible idea. All right.
You begin to go down this passageway.
Yep.
I need some passageway music.
Dun, 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 dun,
Secret
dun,
tunnel.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Tunnel.
That is, in fact, tunnel music. How about that?
You can't sing that. We'll
Where
get
did it go?
copyrighted.
There we go.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Don't know.
sorry.
Secret funnel.
Secret funnel.
Secret
There we
funnel.
Yeah, we're parodying it,
Alright.
so it doesn't count.
Yeah,
That's right.
right.
That's right.
You begin
That's
to
true.
move to the north along this tunnel. After a few moments of walking, you realize you are no longer underneath the catacombs. You've gone further north than they extend above you. The air is cooler, somewhat damp, but not as damp as you'd expect it to be. After 5 minutes of walking, you see ahead a door. Very sturdy.
I check to see if anyone's opened it recently.
Make a survival check.
While he does that, I lean over to Falkrunn and say, "That's a door."
25.
Is it though?
25. You are the only ones who have been down here in a very long time.
5 years. I told everyone 5 years. It's probably about 500.
At least 5 years.
It's anything between 5 and 500 years. Anything in between.
I will check if it's trapped first.
All of you have dark vision except for Persephone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
Persephone, it's very dark. What are you doing for
Oh,
light?
I had my Warhammer light up,
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I'll check if it's trapped.
so I
All right,
Briefly
make
thought
an
about-
investigation check.
turned it off when she made the crack about the door.
18.
How do you like that?
Yeah.
It is not trapped. And with that investigation check, as you approach it and sort of begin to like put your hand around it, there is a significant amount of airflow flowing from the tunnel and out through the cracks around the door.
Has it got a keyhole?
There is,
Can I look
but
through
it's actually a very intense lock.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I'll check if the door's open.
It is not open.
I will try to open it.
Very good.
Sleight of hand. 22.
Nice.
There's a You have successfully unlocked this very difficult lock.
Turn around to Typhon. That's another 5 gold you owe me.
I didn't come down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not here.
I believe it's just the 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
Silas
Yes.
as well? Lovely.
I quite stealthily open the door.
All right. You put your hand on the door and you turn the latch. It opens inward. And the door is ripped out of your hand as a gust of wind comes from the passage, blowing out and into nothingness.
Oh.
One moment, please.
What do you mean nothingness?
Well, not
What?
literally.
It's
There's
the
no
it's
such
the
thing
opposite
as
of a
nothing.
door.
All right, Rhimb, it's.
I was gonna say it's you and me,
guess.
buddy. That's just the
That's
thing.
right. The end has come.
So not a TPK, but just like
You
a...
open the door, and a hot wind snatches at your clothes and flesh, howling in your ears. Whatever room once lay beyond this door has been ripped away, and you cling to the doorframe in horror as you gaze out upon the vast desolation of Avernus that stretches out hundreds of feet below you. You see a blood-red river, and on its banks rages a battle that threatens to overwhelm your mind. You now know the ultimate definition of violence. Creatures the size of houses pit their strength against each other in the midst of thousands upon thousands of smaller warriors, tearing into each other with blade, claw, and fang. Huge black floating fortresses disgorge clouds of imps, and terrible balls of flame rocket across the battlefield. An unending wail of hatred mingled with groans of horror rise up from this carnage, and the stench of brimstone and blood makes you retch. From this vantage, you can clearly see the chains that bind the massive moat of earth upon which Elturel rests. With a groaning shudder, the huge chains tighten, the city trembles, and you struggle to keep your balance as Elturel sinks another yard closer to the surface of Elturel. Behold, the Blood War. And that will be where we end our session this evening.
And I close the door. No, okay.